The following show is for mature audiences only.
Watch the tape, and when you see the tape, you know the tape doesn't lie, and the tape doesn't lie.
Yet another veteran in line with Nick Foles, and I think Ryan Pace, who was a part of this overhaul of Hallis Hall, invested all hundreds of millions of dollars into the expansion there. I think Ryan Pace kind of assumed that they're going to move off of this guy, ownership is, but I'm still going to be around. So I'm going to protect myself and get this quarterback of the future. In the entire time, Matt Nagy didn't really want him.
But one of the things I liked about it, and one of the things you can't tell right away, is your first couple days of practice. The at least for me, I didn't have the height and weight yet, so you can't tell quite how big he is. With these numbers, number 10, guy looks like a safety out there.
Yeah, right.
He's not all that. He doesn't look all that big. I'm like, okay, well, how big is he? But he goes to the combine and he measures 6'5", 253 pounds. The word for it now is twitch.
Oh my God.
I always said bounce. Some of these guys, they kind of walk like they're bouncing on a trampoline. They move around like they're on pogo sticks. And he had this natural bounce to him. It turns out he's got a 41-inch vertical leap. So it's what your eyes see. It's nice to then verify with the data, and he goes out there and does it. So what I saw was just athlete. Again, 6'5", 253 pounds, 41-inch vertical leap. I saw that. I wasn't necessarily as concerned about, I wasn't watching it to the point. I was like, okay, where's his hands placement? Right. Is he standing upright? And those are easy things to teach.
Figure that out, right?
Exactly.
But
again, I thought Velus Jones, the day that he played himself into a third-round pick because he came in, undrafted free agent. He had one of the best weeks at the Senior Bowl period, and then he goes off and runs a 4.31 at the combine. I don't care if it was fast; it's still faster than anybody else. So he played himself into that range. But if you had told me if you got Braxton Jones in the third and Velus Jones in the fifth, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, good, great. Those are two really good players that are really going to help you. So again, there was so much value in the middle rounds in this draft. And Braxton Jones was a guy that with the folks that I work with, we all like Braxton Jones a lot as a developmental offensive tackle. And it might not even take that much time to develop him. That's just something you say when he's coming out of Southern Utah State. That's just an assumption that, hey, he's going to need some time, stuff that I'd like. So some of this is just, eye candy.
Well, it is eye candy. It's nice because I'm seeing little things that you're picking up on with the tape here, and I can see hands catch, focus through the eyes, through the catch. These are the little things that you want to see. You already saw the speed and separation, and then I got to see the adjustment. Now he's catching with his hands again. Those are the kind of things I want to see with my wide receivers. And to Shane's point, what you saw there is a guy that you forget that he's 205 pounds. And that is tough.
He's a little more mature too. He's 24 years old, I think.
He turned 25.
Yeah, so he's a mature kid, and I can call him kid now. He's half my age.
Exactly.
He's a mature kid, and again, if I'm spending first round money on him, then that scares me a little bit. Calvin Ridley was 24 years old. He was a double holdback. Turned 21 his freshman year at Alabama. First round pick, that worries me a little bit more. Third round pick, if I get 5-6 years out of him, I'm pretty happy with the third round pick.
Unless that dragon was fucking a goat. That's a funny one.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Chicago's trading up.
100.
Yes! What? Here it is! Just reported.
The tape never lies.
The people drop off, but we still keep rocking.
You'll never know how good your football team's going to be until you play with maximum effort. Keeping it 100.
Open competition. Take over the North and never give it back.
Smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Guess who's back? The two that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man and Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east to west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shane's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shane got some haters. But now they're all stuck like the Jew and now and later. Debaters, frauds get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sacks trolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Jimmy. What we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the unfair. The tape never lies, the truth, you see. We laugh, we analyze, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a sad nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like trick sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keep it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Justin Fields gets outside the pocket, puts that ball perfectly where only Mooney can get it. 1 point, 2 feet.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
First never lies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo! This is Claudia the Barber. The music didn't work, but fuck it. This is TTNL's Keeping It 100, the best Bears show on the planet. We are back, and you know what? I know some of you got some withdrawals, so let's just get to it. Get your questions ready in the chat, and let's bring on Shane, the smartest man, Marcel. And there he is. No, he isn't. There he is.
There I am.
Wow.
Look at your Philotosian.
I am Philotosian. Wow. We need another week off, I think, Shane.
Yeah. Hey, I
I
wasn't
hit play on the
bro.
music. It doesn't work. It's like, whatever, bro.
We'll
We're here.
We'll blame Bratcher.
We'll blame Bratcher.
What's up, Claude? It's
What's
good
up?
to be
Happy
back.
Father's Day, man.
Thanks, man. You too. No, it was a
Yeah.
good one.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the chat.
Yeah.
Everybody.
We got
This is
to
what
re-energize a little bit. We're still a couple people short. Phil is still out. Cars isn't going to be with us tonight. But just a little update on Phil. Everybody knows that he went under the knife, and once they opened him up, Claude, there was a little bit more in there than they were expecting. So it was a little more intricate procedure than they expected. So he's working his day job, but he's pretty zapped when he gets home. So
yeah,
didn't really make too much sense. Gotta put your health and your own safety first. And like I told him, he wanted to be here tonight, but it didn't make too much sense. And hey, if you're gonna be getting yourself better, this is the perfect time of year to do it, when football kind of gets pushed to the background, and we got all you guys here. So DDP is gonna take a week off, and hopefully maybe you'll see him next week. But if he needs to sit out another week, we'll give him that time, because we want him to be full go, as they say, once training camp and everything gets here. But he appreciates everybody's positive thoughts and reaching out to him and asking how he's doing. But I know, Claude, you probably talked to him a little bit, but he
saw
was
Steph too. Steph came with Dev for a cut, and Phil's definitely he needs the rest. We all know Phil. He's obviously his family and then football. And he needs to be there for his family. With this,
absolutely, man. And they've with everything else beyond TTNL and beyond his surgery, everybody knows what was going on there. So there's a time for football, and there's a time to be a dad and a time to be a husband, and that time is right now. And the football's gonna be here soon enough. So right now we let him re-energize himself, and it gives me some time on the fucking microphone, Claude.
I was just gonna say, that's
gotta take full advantage of it.
Keep it at 100. That's really you just texted him and said, dude, don't worry about it. Stay home. Don't worry about it. I got some shit to say, so just say.
Yeah, exactly. But no, man, I'm looking forward to it, man. You say that the football is in the background, but we know it never really is. The NFL's 24/7, 365, and when I'm not on Twitter as much as I used to be back in the day. It could be. I can see where it can be becoming an addiction, but man, you see some of the takes out there. Bears fans are just in full blown fucking
I heard about
drama, meltdown mode. There's people out there saying that Nagy wasn't the fucking problem now. And I'm like, that's what happens when football isn't at the forefront. You crave it so much, you start to make shit up. It's like going out to a bar, and just because you bring 2 4s home doesn't mean you're bringing home an 8. You know what I mean?
What?
Exactly. Exactly. You want to talk about your experience with that guy here?
Go ahead, throw it up.
You went to go see a movie, and you ran into
in Wallingford, Connecticut, and who else is from Wallingford, Connecticut?
Yeah,
our man Angelo. So I saw him at the movies. He was watching Jurassic Park with his mom. I asked him, I told him, hey, the fans miss you, or most of them miss you, and they want you to come back on. He's like, tell him Angelo's good. That's what he said. So but it was an interesting surprise.
He's holding on. He's holding on for that money, Claude. We know what that is.
Yeah, he hasn't received the check yet. So
when he left the first time, he told Phil and I, he's like, guys, Michael Jackson had to leave the Jackson 5 at some point, and that's what I'm doing here. I said to him, Angelo, who the fuck? So you're Michael Jackson in this fucking scenario? That he didn't really know what to say. You guys know me. I kind of put it out there, plain and simple. But no, we love Angelo.
Yeah, he's good.
If he doesn't come back, we wish him well. To me, he was more fun in small doses. I didn't need to deal with him every single day. Yeah. We cut weight, and he goes back to Wallington. Some people go back to fucking London and shut the fuck up, and we just keep on doing our thing here.
That's it. That's it. We move on. Right now.
Exactly. So, exactly. So who do we bring out next, Claude? I don't
know. Let me pick. Well, you know what? I said I haven't seen this kid. We bring him back. Where is he?
There Look he is. At that.
How are we doing?
Yeah.
Caden, the man behind the scenes.
Yeah, if you guys like the Open, this is the guy that is responsible for that. Caden Whitlow.
I'm making it as long.
Yeah, he's getting ready to go on a big excursion looking for the next Mrs. Whitlow. Kid's only how old are you now, Caden? 20?
I'm 19.
19, been married twice already, so that's fucked up. But anyways, I don't know about.
You got to go to the Philippines, chill with the baller.
It's Jack Baller.
Wait, who?
Yeah,
Jack Baller. I don't know.
Jack Baller.
Who is Jack Baller?
You don't know who Jack Baller is?
Who is Jack Baller?
That's the question.
Who is Jack Baller? He's the fucking man.
He's living it up. He's living his best life.
He is. He reached out to me for some advice, and I told him, bro, you gotta bring more fucking energy when you talk, and you gotta shave that shit off your face and get up there. If you're gonna be this tourism guru, nobody wants to see a dude out there with a scraggly ass beard like I got. Get out there and fucking smile and put your flippers away and do your thing. But he's doing good. Exactly. He's doing his thing, having a good time, traveling the world. And He's like Cherie. Cherie was on a fucking jet ski this weekend. Right, Cherie?
Yep.
You really got it. That's all you got on that one?
Oh my gosh, I went parasailing too. I know you like to see everybody talk about the jet ski, but I also went parasailing. So
were you afraid?
I purposely didn't post the clip of me taking off.
Well, were you screaming?
I was screaming, "Don't leave me!"
Is there any way we can get a hold of that?
I'll send it to you.
Okay, I promise I won't share it.
Of course you won't, because everything is confidential with you.
Exactly. So we got one more here to our this fucking dude.
Oh, this fucking guy.
Looking healthy. Yeah. He's looking healthy. Looking
healthy. I know. He had the sniffles, 2 weeks ago. Called me crying. I don't know if I can push through this. 12-15 usually gave me a month off if I had the sniffles. How does it work here at TTNL?
Let's get it fucking right, first of all. I didn't get fucking cut from that place. I left that motherfucker. We need to.
That's not what Mike. Right. That's not what Mike said.
Mike says a lot of things that aren't fucking true. I think we all know that. Fucking car salesman of the month.
But so what's up, Bratcher? Good to be back.
Yeah, great, man. I'm happy to be here. Ready to go. How are you doing, Shane?
I'm doing good, man. See,
it's been waiting. You got to give it longer than that.
Like
you're going to do it. If you're going to do it, you got to let it go.
Bratcher's comedic timing is just not horrible. There. That's what I told Phil, and he's like, well, should we bring him on? And I'm like, I don't know, man. That comedic timing's not there. He fits 12-15 to a T. Nobody watches and nobody fucking laughs.
Yep.
So
exactly. Just do my own fucking thing, man.
Oh shit. I love it.
But no, I think we're gonna have one more here coming on after he gets out of dad duty.
Yeah,
and only man, the smell's coming out of that thing. But
truly, exactly. Another dude that's been through it. But
we're gonna get Colt Kennedy on too, and a little after 8, I think too. He just sent me a message. He's gonna bounce on.
Oh, okay. All right, that works. So where do you guys stand before he gets on here? I want to turn this to, pivot this to football. We've been away, so everybody hasn't gotten their TTNL fix. But Claude, I'll start with you, and then Caden, you go next, and Cherie, and then Bratcher. Where is your guys' expectation? Are you guys in full-blown meltdown mode like everybody else is with the wide receivers and the offensive line and everything there?
No, I'm optimistic, man. I was just talking to some customers today about some football, and got a Jet fan who's the most optimistic Jet fan I've ever met. And I was the same way. I'm the same way with the Bears this year. I think we got a lot of young guys. I think this coaching staff and the new GM is trying to build a culture of I mean, look at what the coach said. He's like, come in lean, come in fit, come in ready. I don't think they're fucking around. So I'm pretty optimistic about the whole team overall.
Yeah, I think a great point there made by you, Claude, is that you say they're not fucking around, and I think that is extremely evident with Tevin Jenkins getting demoted. I know a lot of people don't want to make a big deal about that, but I don't know. Did you guys get to listen to him on with Olin and Jason McKee?
I didn't yet. No,
I didn't listen to it. But
yeah, they had him on and they asked him flat out because Olin said, "Hey, if I get fucking demoted when I'm playing at any point, we're going to have fucking problems when you tell me. And I'm not settling for that." And he asked Tevin, how he kind of reacted. And he goes, "But I know you're under contract and maybe you shouldn't say anything." So he asked Tevin, he said, "How did that whole thing unfold? And what do you think about that?" And he said, well, he sat there and he was quiet for about 5 seconds. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll probably not say anything about that." But he said something earlier in the convo that really stuck out, and they talked about him. You guys, everybody has read how he's dropped weight and dropped his body fat percentage, and to me, it really sounds like he's not where he needs to be physically in terms of his weight, where they want him, and they're not going to put him out there until he is. To me, that's what it really sounded like. And I know, listen, this dude is a guy that they invested the number 39 overall pick in that they traded up for. Yes, it was Ryan Pace, but under no fucking circumstance are you demoting this guy just to demote him and see somebody else.
Well,
if you 100% believed in the fucking dude,
yeah,
he's going to be in there. So it sounds to me like Tevin needs to put his nose to the fucking grindstone. And to his credit, he does look physically better, but he needs to get in even better shape. And that's where the HITS philosophy, get your fucking track shoes on, come back lean. That's what I think you're going to see an even more defined Tevin Jenkins. What is it, July 26th when they report to camp, 27th, one of those days?
Yeah.
So I think that's what it comes down to more than anything. And, hey, and I am all about it. I don't give a shit about Tevin Jenkins. If you're not going to put in the fucking work, then guess what? Get right the fuck off my team. I don't care if you're a second round pick last year.
That's the culture you want.
Yeah. And I feel like he's too stubborn just to sit down and let this fucking happen too, on top of that, Shane. I mean, if by chance, we see these other guys elevate, do you think there's a chance maybe by the end of camp he gets moved inside to right guard, since we just lost Dozier? We don't know what Sam Mustipher's going to be. Like, maybe that's the move, to move him inside, make him like a...
There was a lot of talk about that. I mean, even pre-draft, I know Phil was banging the drum that he's left tackle all day long, but that's Phil was on that train, and whatever it is, what it is. To me, I want the best fucking 5 out there. And what I don't want is, I don't want them to say, all right, Tevin, you're playing right tackle. And then in week 2, it's like, all right, Tevin, now you're playing right guard.
Yeah.
And all right, now we're going to put you over at left tackle. Cause I don't
want Nagy fucking musical
chairs.
Hey,
tell your brother to put some friggin' clothes on. What's he doing back there?
My bad. I didn't know he's in the camera, but
what does he weigh? 65 pounds?
Oh yeah, he's pretty small.
He's got to get on the Tevin Jenkins weight plan.
Yeah, for sure.
He needs to start Pilates, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I want them to get the best 5 out there. Olin is holding to his guns that Sam Mustipher is going to be one of the best 5 out there. And
Did you see what he tweeted at me? So
no, I don't think so.
So I retweeted his offensive line lineup where he said that everyone's gonna have to fucking apologize and whatnot. I retweeted it saying that I hope he apologizes when it doesn't happen. And he goes, I told him, I'm like, as soon as that doesn't, you got to come back to TTO and apologize to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Sam Mustipher's making the starting lineup. There's no way. And now Tevin Jenkins, he might not make it either.
I mean, to me, Sam has put on a lot of fucking weight. You could see him when they were
gut photo
walking around. Yeah. And I mean, that's, you're worried about Tevin dropping some weight. But that's the thing. To me, I don't see anything about Sam Mustipher that says that I'm an offensive guard at all. I mean, I know people want him off the team. To me, it doesn't make any sense, because he's a guy that's got experience, and whatever injuries happen, you keep him on the team for the amount of money that he's making, just as a guy that has played and go in there, in the pinch in case of an injury. But it's gonna be interesting. Sheree, do you have any major concerns about the offensive line, how everything's unfolding?
No, I mean, in all honesty, I'm trying to put my faith in our coaching staff that with everything that's going on, they're going to make it a true competition in training camp. And like you said, it'll be the best 5 on that starting line. Like, that's what I'm just putting. There's no point right now of getting worked up over something that the people that we may think is going to be the starters may not even see the field. Like you say, people are trying to predict where Tevin Jenkins is going to start. He may not even make the starter, lineup. So I'm not at this stage in end of June, early July. Training camp hasn't even started. There's no need of getting worked up.
Right.
What is going to be completely different in August.
Shit changes fast. I mean, I think the only 2 people that I remember even bringing it up, maybe there's some people in the chat that I missed, but I remember Cars and I remember Chubbs banging the drum saying that Braxton Jones is going to be that left tackle when go time comes, and you see him out there. Yes, obviously it's a big deal. Shit gets real when the pads get on, and I think this is 100% a shot at Tevin. Like, hey, bro, get the fucking shape, and you're going to be in shape the way I want you in shape, not the way that you think you need to be in shape. You're playing under my fucking rules. Now he's got 6 weeks to bust his ass and come back. And to me, that's gonna be the telltale sign for Tevin Jenkins. If he comes back and you see him sitting out or he fails his conditioning test because he's not ready to fucking go, that part of it's not good. I mean, Tevin Jenkins is a good offensive lineman. He's got a shitload of talent, and you just don't know where these guys are mentally. And he talked about his physical nature after his back. He said he was further ahead in his rehab than they expected him to be, but he never felt like he came into his own until about the 4-month mark. And he said his first snap when he came, I think his first snap was against Preston Smith when he came in, and Preston Smith got those fucking long arms on him and pushed him right straight back. And Tevin said right on the fucking podcast, he's like, I felt that. And I was like, oh fuck, that's different. And it is. I mean, the NFL is a different fucking beast. You're not going out there and going against a dude that's going to be selling insurance in a couple of years. It's not the way that it works. So it's going to be interesting, man, because you hate that potentially have the 39th overall pick in the draft not work out this quick. But I think Eberflus and company are doing the right fucking thing in saying, I don't give a fuck what your name is. I don't give a fuck who you are. Get out there, fucking work out, put the fucking food away and come back in here lean, mean, and ready to go.
Performance over politics.
That's testing his.
That's what I was gonna say. I appreciate that over what we had before, where you're automatically a starter.
What we had before was it's like a coach is like a father, right? A coach is like a father. So when you're a father, you need to be a father before a friend. Okay, Nagy was a friend before a father. Yep. This dude seems like he's like, listen, business first. We got to get your shit in right, and that's it. So
Nagy was a stepdad, didn't even care.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Nagy was.
He went out for cigarettes, never came back.
Nagy wasn't even the stepdad. Nagy was Uncle Rico. I could throw that football over the fucking mountain. Watch what I can do.
In fucking training camp practice too.
And that's fine. But Matt Nagy thought Matt Nagy was going to be the fucking reason that the offense, got better. And hey, coaching is. I think it was Robert Schmitz and somebody else was out there today on Twitter saying, not defending Nagy, but saying that maybe it was Raul Bennington, I think was the other one, saying how, just because Matt Nagy is gone doesn't mean that everything is going to be better. And yeah, it does. It really does mean that, because you have a guy in there that's not trying to force a fucking square peg into a round hole. You have a guy out there that understands that maybe the Bears have some numbers at wide receiver, but he's not going to just say, hey, we're going to pass the ball 55 times today because I wasn't brought here to run the I formation. Yeah. You're going to put your guys in the best possible scenario. Look at their fucking offseason, guys. That's what I keep on. Nobody ever wants to talk about it. Obviously, David Montgomery is going to be the lead dog. Khalil Herbert's been getting some pub lately. They invested. They didn't pick Darrington Evans up off the scrap heap. They claimed him. That was a 3rd-round draft pick with guaranteed money on his contract. You may think that doesn't matter. It does matter. Guaranteed money always fucking matters in the NFL. He hasn't stayed healthy. He has to stay healthy here. You saw them go out. They invested again in the draft and Treston Ebner, who is a guy that I think you're going to see lined up in the slot. And he's one of those guys, and you hear this a lot. And I didn't know a whole bunch about Treston Ebner. I'm just being honest with you guys. I watched Oregon play. I knew who he was. I just didn't have a whole lot of tape on him myself. Now that I do, and you watch this kid, there's a lot there to love in this offense. I mean, this kid, he reminds me of Matt Forte, not the runner, but his hands as a wide receiver. And he's gifted. His hands are gifted. And
who does he remind you of as a runner, though? I'm real curious to see what you think about that, because I get some weird Devin Hester vibe off of him. I don't know why. I'm
You
not
mean
really
with
sure what
the
it is, but
yeah, I don't see that myself, but I see some Matt Forte when you'd see Matt Forte deployed out and you'd see him take some shots with him downfield. And that's the thing. David Montgomery, if you go back to the first game that David Montgomery played as a pro, Mitch Trubisky rolled out. I want to say it was like a 42-yard gain. He hit him down the sideline, and then you just never saw it again. David Montgomery can be that dude.
He can catch, definitely.
Matt Nagy just never went back to it. And hey, these guys, they're gonna try to keep it simple. Really, run the fucking football and then attack up top with Justin Fields coming off action and trying to hit a guy downfield like Darnell Mooney, like Byron Pringle. These guys hit Cole Kmet down the seam.
Stuff
Absolutely.
like that. I mean, like, honestly, look at last year. Yards after catch last year, I think we were bottom 3 or 4 last year in Yak alone. Like, you've got to improve that. Velus Jones hopefully improves that. Yeah. What about Daz Newsome? Like, maybe we're going to see him in space a little bit more. There's guys in this team that can do that. Who do you think out of the running back group has the most catches this year? Because I don't think it's Montgomery. I think it's going to be Herbert, honestly.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm not taking, especially this year with him going into a contract year, I'm not taking him off the field. If I have to deploy him outside to put Herbert in the backfield, that's what I'm going to do. The same thing
like a split 2-back set and just
anything, but that's something that the Chicago Bears have always talked about. Always, way back
do it, though.
To Rashawn Salam and the ultra back Raymond Harris. Yeah. Oh, got to get them both on the field at the same time. They'd never do it. You remember when they had Matt Forte?
Yep.
One of their big signings was Chester Taylor. Oh, because he was good at we're going to get them both out there. They didn't fucking do it. I mean, even Cedric Penn. Listen to the Bears drafted Curtis Enos in 1998. What was it, 4th or 5th overall?
Yeah.
And in 2005, they drafted another running back in the top 5. Neither one of the guys started as rookies. That's a fucking problem and then you trade your best talent at that position in Thomas Jones, a fucking leader that really fractured the fucking locker room. I mean, Alex Brown, Olin Kreutz, all these guys talked about it. Like they could not believe that they did it. But I still have to go with David Montgomery because he's never leaving the field. I like Khalil Herbert. I just think he's a guy that's going to be here. I think that they do believe in him, but I think they have plans to when you see David Montgomery coming off the field at the end of games, his tongue's going to be dragging on the Soldier Field surface. And they should. They should.
Yeah. I just think that it's more of he's more of the bell cow runner guy, just running with him constantly outside, inside, all over. And then you're using Herbert, third down, short yards catches, have him in space. I feel like he's better in space than David Montgomery is. I feel like he's a little quicker. I feel like he can hit the hole a little faster. I know Phil's going to fucking freak out.
I would debate that all fucking.
The way that I think about it.
I think his running style, I think, is similar to Montgomery, but I don't think it's as good. But he is.
I would debate the open field running part of it all day long. But I mean, and let's be honest with that too. A lot of that comes into play when I can show you a Justin Fields play that would have popped for fucking 50 if Allen Robinson decided that he wanted to fucking block. He just fucking
against the Packers, right?
Put his hands up and walked out of bounds. And
I know the one you're talking about.
Justin Fields got fucking tackled.
Yep, so, I remember that one.
That's a big fucking part of it. So football is the ultimate fucking team sport for that reason. Darnell Mooney is a good wide receiver, great wide receiver, ascending wide receiver. And he's not going to do anything unless Justin Fields can get him the football. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
You're relying on somebody else. But all right, so now that we're off the offensive line, we talked the running backs a little bit. Are you guys concerned about tight end at all? You hear Cole Kmet. Chase Allen is a guy that I talked about with our patrons. If you're not a patron, head over to thetapeneverlies.com, sign up. $7. You're tied in for a month, and if you don't like it after that, you're just out $7 and you can cancel. I don't think you will. I don't think you should. I think you'll love it. We got some more stuff coming up for our patrons here very soon. But he's a guy, man. to me, he was the best blocking tight end available in the draft, and the Bears got him as a UDFA.
I never heard about him much, to be honest. Like, I guess Iowa State is a rival. I'm an Iowa fan from Iowa,
Sure.
so like, you heard like Charlie Kolar, like a lot more. That name was like a big thing for Iowa State.
That was a big Matt Waldman brought Kolar's name up on our airwaves as a guy that the Bears should be, looking at in the draft. So
I never heard about Allen much. So when we signed him, it was kind of surprising. But I guess as a blocking tight end, you really don't get that kind of credibility. Mostly it's more catching touchdowns and stuff like that.
And I think he's a guy that's gonna surprise a lot of people. I think you're gonna, we talked about the action game. I think you're gonna see some of these. I think you're gonna see a run by Demo for 4, a run by Demo for 4, and then 3rd and 2, they think it's going to Demo. You're gonna see Justin Fields roll out, and then boom, there's this fucking dude that nobody's paying attention to in the flat. And there he goes for 38, up the sideline. He's sneaky that way. I think he's somebody in the chat. Jared Perry put in there. He's going to make the team, and I 100% agree. I think I feel like it's a done deal. He's going to be on this roster 100%.
Do we have 4 tight ends? Do we get Kmet, Griffin, O'Shaughnessy, and Allen, or how do we do that?
Well, it all depends. I mean, if they're going to be a running team, they're probably going to end up going pretty heavy at tight end for that reason. I mean, Griffin is a guy, hard-nosed guy that knows how to block, and he's probably going to make the team too. They have the other guy,
O'Shaughnessy.
But Rice and John, the kid that they claimed off waivers, I think, from the Giants.
Yeah,
he's got practice squad eligibility. He's more of a upside guy. He's like 6'7", 240.
6'7", 227. I just looked him up. Yeah. So,
but it's gonna be interesting. But you hear so much about it's time for Cole Kmet. Cars and I are going to be having our show come out here, Cars Keys, where we're going to be talking about keys to the Bears game for that week. What we need to focus on, what the other team does, stuff like that. And Cars, to his credit, right from Jump Street, talked about a name the night that the Bears drafted Cole Kmet and who we need him to be and where he really saw him falling in line. I think you get drafted as a tight end, especially when Matt Nagy was here, everybody was looking to Kelsey and, it's going to be it's good. That's not who he is. That's not who he plays like. That's not who he's ever going to play like. It's Mark Andrews is the fucking name from Baltimore. And if he's Mark Andrews,
I'm okay with that.
I like Andrews.
Yeah. You're damn right.
Oh, yeah. He can make plays when he needs to make plays like Mark Andrews.
Yeah. And I think people, underrate Cole Kmet. I mean, he's got a lot to work on. He had some horrible drops. He had some concentration lapses last year, but he still had 600. He was still, yardage wise and reception wise, a top 10 tight end. And
I just think any of the offensive guys that were with Nagy in the Nagy's offense, it's tough because we all know it was a shit show. It wasn't,
so he's
I don't think
going to be more of a focal point in this offense too, right?
Yeah,
James?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
who had it in the
have him flat like crazy?
Mike Henneman had here. Can Kmet take the next step of being a legit red zone player? Absolutely. And you know why? You know
they
why
put Jimmy Graham there all the time last year. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Caden, because you know how you get better in the red zone? Fucking play him in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He put him in there. Jimmy Graham's not here, but that goes back to Cole. Everybody remembers the fucking San Francisco game. Justin could have fucking taken a little bit off that ball. Cole could have, been a little bit quicker at his stem to get around. But listen, you see those catches made 10 times every fucking Sunday by an NFL tight end. And when you're a team that needs to score more points, you can't blow opportunities like that. And I think Cole is going to be in a much better position mentally because of having somebody legitimate on the offensive side that's coaching there that wants to use him, and his strengths to the best of his ability. And like I said, it goes back to the guy that we had here, Matt Nagy, he wanted to be the fucking shining beacon, that Matt Nagy was the fucking reason, not Justin Fields, not Darnell Mooney, not David Montgomery. It was all about Matt Nagy. And listen, you can't be a fucking head coach that way. You can't be. Can't be. It's never going to work out. But so tight end. Now, Claude, we go over to your spot here. Your boy Mooney, where's your concerns with wide receiver and who's gonna
I mean,
take
there's a
jumps?
lot of concerns because there are a lot of unproven guys. I mean, Mooney obviously looks like he's going to be the number one target. But I like Pringle. I liked him on Kansas City. I think he's definitely got some big upside. And the rookie, I think this kid is a sleeper. I think he could be good. That could be the top 3 right there. So
Adam Rank has him as the rookie of the year offensively.
That's awesome. Adam Rank is the man.
Yes,
I mean, like you said before, I mean, we're going to be I would think we're going to be a run first team. So I don't think we need to have. I mean, I know there's been talk on the offseason. I would love to get DK, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't think we have a chance.
I don't honestly.
I'm good on DK.
How about any? You think they make a move for any other type of any receiver?
I'll take I don't think he's getting traded. I'd take McLaurin over fucking DK all fucking day long.
McLaurin, oh yeah.
DK to me is a
DK. Wow.
One fucking trick pony, dude. Fucking go route. That's him.
Well, maybe that's because he just hasn't evolved right. He hasn't been coached the right way. Like maybe if you get him here, you can redo his skill set. You can upgrade him. That's a hell of a
Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks not to coach wide receivers.
Not for him apparently, because he doesn't fucking like Pete Carroll, from what I hear.
Yeah, well, that might be a fucking that might be a DK problem.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And he's going to require ultimate compensation. He's going to require the ultimate contract. McLaurin is too. Yeah, but I want more in my bag than and I know
McLaurin's kind of like Mooney. Honestly, I feel like they're kind of the same.
You wouldn't take another Darnell Mooney? I would.
I would rather just have DK. I feel like you have more red zone opportunities with him. You have him and a Cole Kmet in the red zone. That's a killer for any defense to cover both of those guys. I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. Having a big-bodied guy who can stretch the field. We already have one Darnell Mooney. Do we really need another Darnell Mooney?
Yeah, they do. They're limited offensively.
5 Darnell Moonies. Just running all over.
Yeah, sign me up. Yeah, if you can give me 5 Darnell Moonies, I'll fucking take it. I mean, you have an explosive, 5 wide receivers there. Are they perfect? But Darnell Mooney, for his diminutive size, is probably a top 3 blocker, if not top 2 blocker on this team at his size. And I mean, we have showed tape on the patron side that'll back that up. That was why one of the benefits of Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson used to be that dude until he got disinterested and just didn't want to be here. Yeah. And I'm just DK. Hey, if he's here, he's here. Before the overall package that it's going to cost to acquire him and what you're going to have to pay him, I would rather have McLaurin over DK.
Well, that also puts you in a bind too, because whenever you've got Mooney's whole contract coming up after next year,
Roquan,
you're not going to pay them both, right? Like you can't give that money to him and give it to DK, or you give it to anyone else, right? You've got to give it to Mooney, right? As long as he shows you that he's that consistent number one guy.
Are you talking about if you traded for DK?
Yeah.
Oh, if you trade for DK, DK is coming here with the fucking contract.
So then
because you're giving him an extension.
Lead at that point, right? Because
you have 120 million and you have 120 million in cap space next year. That's why.
So you're going to load up your wide receivers on a running team.
Well, but that's the fucking point, though. You're a running team this year because you're going to be limited offensively at the wide receiver position. You have to know that's like my point. I wasn't brought here to run the I formation. You have to know who you have. And I think that the Bears have some guys that can surprise. Yeah, I do. I really do. But, I love Adam Rank. Do I think Velus Jones is going to be offensive rookie of the year? No fucking way. I don't see that.
I'd be happy with like 40, 50 catches, 500 yards. That'd be like amazing.
I think the Bears would be elated.
Yeah,
with that. Yeah. And I mean, I understand when you're a football team that lacks offensive talent, you grab onto guys and overrate them. And I'm not trying to say that Velus Jones. Listen, if the fucking draft was tonight, am I drafting Velus Jones at 71? I'm not. I'm just being honest. I know everybody loves the fucking kid. I wouldn't have drafted him at 71 that fucking night. I wouldn't do it right now. That's just me. That's not me saying that the kid sucks. I'm just telling you the way that I had it broke down. I would have to look. I can't remember everybody that was still available, but I was legitimately surprised that was the Bears pick that night. I wouldn't have made the pick. I've been wrong.
David Bell right there, I think too. Oh yeah,
I was not a David Bell fan myself either, but
that was another one.
But yeah.
What would we think of like signing like a T.Y. Hilton or Will Fuller or someone like that who's a free agent right now?
The thing that I hate about Will Fuller, everybody
his injuries.
Yeah, he's just always hurt.
His injuries have been bad, but
yeah. T.Y. is. I mean, how old's T.Y.? Is he 33 at this point?
I think.
Younger guy.
Yeah, but I mean, Will Fuller, if you're telling me that you're going to get 14 games out of him, he's the type of guy that you need. But it's just he's hurt every single year. And, I know not to switch the positional analysis here, but, everybody, even myself, Phil, I didn't hear going into free agency. I didn't hear any of us banging the fucking drum that Larry Ogunjobi had to be the guy coming out the gate that the Bears had to go after. And then the Bears sign him and everybody fucking falls in love with him. And then the physical is failed. And now everybody's blaming Ryan Poles. Well, guess what? He just signed a fucking contract. Well, yesterday or 2 days ago.
1 year deal.
Yeah, 1 year deal. So guess who was right? Ryan Poles and his medical team were fucking right. That's a good fucking thing. I'm not back. Ogunjobi is a fabulous player. He's the 3 tech that I think would fit here, but it tells you he went from a $40 million fucking contract to a 1 year deal because Ryan Poles was right. And that's what I want in my you think that I feel bad for Larry Ogunjobi, the person. You're getting life altering money gone like that because you failed a physical. I want a stone cold fucking killer at GM that'll be like, nope, give me that fucking pen. Nope. Moving on.
I mean, for the people that sit out and say that, oh, well, why didn't we sign him to that 1 year deal? Well, probably can't get a guy who's probably pissed off at our GM who, I mean, obviously he was scorned in this situation. He's not coming back here. He wasn't planning on coming back because we scorned him on that deal. And Shane, right to your point, I'm glad we did. I'm glad our GM has enough sense to see what's going on because if that's Ryan Pace, he's fucking ignoring that completely and he's just signing him up right that day. And then we're going to deal with it down the road. Exactly.
Yeah, that it would have been, listen, you can't, I still think that all of this stuff comes into play, medicals, all of this. I go back to Ryan Pace's first draft pick ever in Kevin White. There was a 1 year wonder and then comes to fucking mini camp. And remember I believe they called it shin splints at first. And then said, oh, we're going to take the rest approach. And then it came to training camp and he's sitting out. And then all right, we're going to have season ending surgery. And then he's out. And then he comes
right here. Mr. Pernell McPhee. That was another one that probably should have looked at it that way. Probably should have done more extensive physical research and then went back and went, no, sorry, you're a decent player, but not for that kind of fucking money. No way.
Yeah, and I think there was more at play there with Pernell McPhee, myself. They had the money. Well, they had nobody, but I think there was a lot of it that they were playing for, the attitude fucking change. Because I think they brought in McPhee. Was he the same year as
they brought in John Fox that year?
Danny Trevathan came in that year, and I think that was they were looking at him as like the culture. You can remember when the Bears signed Pernell McPhee, he was the fucking dude that every fucking beat reporter went to get the quotes. And still hear those guys. One of the best interviews that they had was Pernell McPhee, because he would just tell them how it is. You know, it wasn't a lot of fucking sunshine and rainbows. It's like, nah, we fucking suck today. You know, stuff like that. So I think that they wanted some of that. But yeah, they let him leave in Baltimore because he had a degenerative condition in his knee at 25 years old. So that's the way Baltimore operates. Ryan Pace, in true Ryan Pace fashion, threw a shitload of money at a need position, and there was a ton of medical red flags there, just like always. And he didn't give a fuck, unfortunately.
No. Not one bit. So the other thing I wanted to bring up about the wide receivers, this is what I'm the most worried about, because last year I think we were bottom 3 in separation. I need to see more separation. Mooney, we're obviously going to see Mooney get separation, but I need to see some of these other guys.
How do you separate on fucking 8-yard curl routes every other fucking down?
You don't. But now in this offense, we're going to have slants. We're going to have other. I mean, I don't remember seeing more than 5 fucking slants last year at all. Maybe
total for the season.
Total. Like, yeah.
You ask when Phil comes back, you ask him or text him right now and ask him how many times during a Chicago Bears game him and I would fucking talk about, can we just fucking run a slant pass?
Yeah.
They had that's what me and JB used to say all the time.
Allen Robinson, just fucking stop him on a fucking slant.
Yeah.
He had the fucking body type.
Well,
back,
you got all that fucking speed, Shane. Like, you had all that speed on this team, and all you're doing is stop and go routes and, you know, curls and shit like that. Why not run some slants? If I remember right, I think whenever Bird had his only touchdown of the year, it was a post slant route, right?
Against Green Bay.
Yeah, against Green Bay. I saw that. I said, I've been waiting for that all year. Why can't we consistently do that kind of shit? And then Nagy went right back to being Nagy.
Yeah, I mean that's the fucking thing. It was more about, all right, I'm not going to do what my talent is dictating. I'm going to do what I want to do. It's going to make me fucking look good. And you're not going to survive in the NFL. Listen, if there was teams in the NFL that said, hey, Matt Nagy got a raw fucking deal in Chicago because of the talent, because of the quarterback there would have been teams banging on his fucking door to say, hey, come coach our offense. He had to go back to fucking Kansas City as a quarterback coach.
And they're all super fucking hyped. I wonder what plays Nagy's going to call.
They need a fucking quarterback coach over there. I mean, they have Patrick Mahomes. Like, they need a fucking quarterback.
He's getting fucking coffee.
Good job.
That's all he's doing.
Good job, Pat. That's going to be his job.
Yeah.
Fucking pat him on the back.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah. So, do we have some questions?
Oh yeah, we got some questions. Switch
them up there.
Here we got a question about linebackers. Who do you guys have? 3 starting linebackers.
Yeah, I mean, you got to know in this cover 2
linebackers.
Yeah, that you're not ever gonna see him very, very much at all. Just not gonna be playing much. I know the name out there that I think
Matt
most
Adams,
people,
isn't it?
huh? I don't think it's gonna be. I know there's been a lot of people that kind of think that Caleb Johnson's gonna be the guy. Just because you're not going to see him very much. But, I mean, obviously Roquan and Morrow are going to be the 2 guys that are going to be out there. Morrow is a guy that's loaded with fucking talent. I mean, big, like, elite level talent. He's just he's always nicked up. And, I mean, linebacker is a position that you're literally banging into fucking guys each and every fucking down. And if you have a problem,
Mike or Will,
I just think that Roquan is a classic Will in this myself. I know there's people out there that debate it, and I think I think Roquan is going to grasp onto that role because I think it's going to get him paid a shitload of money. And I know Eberflus has said that he wants these guys interchangeable because then it puts some stress on the offense, you know, and it makes sense. I understand that, but I'm one of the guys. Listen, I think Roquan Smith is a fabulous player. I want to see more.
Yeah,
from Roquan. I want to see more of the
tackle machine.
I don't want. Yeah, I want to see more splash plays. I want to see forced fumbles. I want to see picks. I want to see. This is the thing that's going to drive people crazy. And if you're not aware of it, Eberflus is not a guy that's going to deploy guys in exotic fashion. There's not going to be exotic blitzes. It's going to be win with your fucking front four.
Yeah,
and very fucking vanilla. So that's what it's going to be. But man, I just think he can. When you're in a cover 2 defense, everything is essentially set up to make it flow to the weak side, to the will linebacker, to make it flow to Lance Briggs, make it flow to Derek Brooks.
See, okay, so I was actually going to ask you this, Shane. I had a thought yesterday. I was thinking about what about Dan Cruikshank maybe playing like a hybrid linebacker spot in there, like a
linebacker.
I think you'll probably see
the Cardinals, Isaiah Simmons, I think it is.
Yeah,
like one of those type roles where
I think that they'll be. I mean, I think
shadows, tight ends and stuff.
I think even over that, I think you're going to see Brisker deployed in that
yeah.
fucking role. I mean,
he likes playing the box, though. He's even said it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, to me, even more, I understand Kyler Gordon and just, I mean,
what's up with Kyler Gordon, by the way?
I just think it's a muscle issue. I don't know if he pulled maybe a hammy or something like that. And they're like,
how secretive they are about that stuff.
But if you talk to any of the beat guys, they're not too. If it's a significant injury, first off, you're not even going to be out there. They said he was on the fucking sidelines pedaling the stationary bike like he was going fucking crazy with it. And if it was anything of significance, I mean, he hasn't signed his contract yet either, correct?
No.
Him or Brisker?
No.
They're the only two?
That's what I was concerned about at first. I thought it might be like a Roquan Smith situation that we had a few years back. I thought maybe he was doing that, holding out because no one was really saying anything at first. But if it's a soft tissue thing, I get it. He doesn't seem like that kind of guy. You don't need him.
You don't need him.
OTAs and stuff.
You don't need him healthy for OTAs. Yeah. Do you want him to be? Absolutely. But you want him ready to fucking go. Day one camp, get out there.
Right there. No. See, a healthy Nicholas Morrow, I'm going to take him over Ogletree every day and twice on Sunday. I'm sorry, that's just me. I feel like he covers a lot better than Alec Ogletree does. Yes, maybe he plays the run a little better. I would rather have a guy.
Ogletree is going to be available in August and September if you need him.
All year.
Yeah.
No one's taking him.
But how do you feel about the depth of the linebacker position right now? Because like if Roquan goes down or Morrow goes down, there's not a ton behind him. So do you think we need to sign another person for depth, like in that spot, or?
Who do they got? They got Joe Thomas. They brought in. I mean, he's more
Jack
of a
Sanborn.
Are any of these guys like?
He's the guy. I mean, Sanborn is not going to win you any fucking races, but he doesn't have to.
Noah Dawkins on the lineup too. But he's like a special teams, maybe practice squad guy. He's not
bounced around, but it's who's the other kid? The one from Stony Brook, Sam Kamara. I still have him. Caleb Johnson was the other.
No, don't bring back Nick Kwiatkowski. No.
Yeah, I don't even know if he signed, but that's more of a guy.
He's not anymore. I think they got.
Yeah, that's a guy that's going to be playing the same position that
Thank
Roquan.
You, Jared Perry, right there. Roquan, Morrow, Adams, Sanborn, Joe Thomas, Noah Dawkins, Johnson, Kamara.
CJ Avery is the name to keep an eye on there.
Snowden was the one that I kept hearing. He might make it, maybe.
Yeah, he's physically he's not built perfectly for what they're running now. I think maybe I don't know if they want to try to end. You remember Roy Robertson Harris?
Yeah.
When they brought him in, he was a guy that played some safety and
I'm not a big fan of him.
Played some linebacker, but then they started to put him in the Israel Adonijah role when they got him up to 290, 300. And I want to say Snowden's like 6'7", 240-ish, 245 right around there. So I don't know physically if they want him to transform his body, but in terms of the UDFAs, I would keep an eye on a guy like CJ Avery. He's a guy that can fly around out there and make some plays.
Yeah, and also remember, after camp, we're gonna have cuts coming up. I mean,
absolutely.
You're gonna get camp cuts. There might be some guy in there where you're like, well, that's an obvious upgrade from what we have. We need the depth spot. They can play special teams, speed guys like that. They're gonna be out there, man. 100%.
Yeah. So no, it's really, is the depth there? There's names there. It's just guys that we don't listen. You can, in this defense, you can cover up a lot of warts just the way that this defense is schemed. But what it all comes down to, you have to have the fucking 3 technique that's gonna be a fucking force in this cover 2 defense. And if you don't, if Justin Jones is not the fucking guy, if Mario Edwards doesn't step up and become that fucking guy that's gonna get penetration to wreck offensive lines from that spot, you're gonna have a big fucking problem.
I actually read an advanced stat about Angelo Blackson where whenever he played inside, I think it was last year or the year before, he was like top 45 on the inside. So that's another guy that a lot of people sleep on him. He had his most downs last year, I think, of his whole career, and he really stepped up, with everybody out. I feel like that's another guy that could really step up and help the team. Yeah, he's not going to be on it long term. He's only got this year
1 year left on his deal. Yeah.
But he's another guy to look at and be like, he could definitely contribute in there.
So hearing y'all talk, it kind of sounds like no one is expecting Quinn to be on the roster.
I don't want him on the roster. I don't.
I don't.
I'd rather have Travis Gibson step up in that role.
Yeah, the way he's handling this is.
But I'm not giving Robert Quinn, like, if you're telling me that I'm getting a fucking 5th or a 6th rounder for him, no fucking way. Yeah. No, I'm not.
You got to get that Von Miller deal, like a second.
And right now, they're just not going to. You're going to have to ride this out in the camp and hope that a contender. And that's the thing. You're already going to be limited financially with the teams that you can deal with. I know that, I don't want to piss DDP off and have him fall off his couch tonight with his fuck a cap philosophy, but there's not a lot of teams, they have to feel like they're a pass rusher away. The Rams, felt that. And, I've heard Dallas thrown out there as a team that, bring him back to play there. It's just going to.
City might even take him. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, and I'm not even sure where they are financially. I don't have their salary cap numbers, but he's a guy that I think is going to be on this team until another team has an injury in preseason. But if you're telling me that I'm getting a 5th round, a conditional 5 for Robert Quinn, no fucking way. No, you're playing. I'm gonna put Travis Gibson with you in the fucking locker room all year long. Get another fucking year with him. Al-Qadim Muhammad, I feel a little bit better about him knowing that he just didn't not show up. He had an undisclosed injury. Yeah. That's why he didn't come there. That was we can go back on to, I mean, this is no big, huge thing, but Phil and I, as soon as the season got done, we're talking about directions that they can go in free agency. And Q Muhammad was a guy that I brought up very, very early. And I'm like, you gotta bring this kid in and give him a chance. That's what Akeem Hicks needed. You know what I mean? He needed to be in his own environment. He needed to be kind of a focal point and get in there. And I like the kid's game, but now he got paid a little bit of money. Now he just can't rest on his laurels and say, all right, I got the $5 million or $5.5 million, whatever it was. And now I don't have to work as hard as I did before, because he's been with Miami and Indy at this point. But yeah.
So let me just, do more of a broader question, because we're talking about a lot of positions here, and there's pretty much questions at almost every position. I mean, I know you guys seen
Hunter on lock.
Yeah. But I know you guys have probably seen some of the talk in the media. People are saying we're going to be the worst team in the league. I saw early odds. I don't know if you looked at the odds for next year. We're only favored in 2 games.
Yeah.
A home game against the Texans and a home game against the Lions. So I don't agree with that. I mean, I'm way more optimistic. But
I remember when we were good, there was games that we were fucking favored in, and those were the games that drove me fucking nuts because I'm like, we're gonna lose.
Like
I can
the
remember
Giants,
the Lovey fucking the Lovey. You remember the Bears? I think it was Colin Kaepernick's first fucking career start in San Francisco. Do you remember? They're like, oh my god,
opened the stadium.
Yeah, open Levi
like
Stadium.
Randy Marshall had like 3 touchdowns, right?
It might have been, yeah. But they came out Colin Kaepernick. I think they're like, oh, they're going to run. It came out like the first fucking play. He went for 40, down the right sideline, shit like that. That shit always, or Green Bay. Oh, Green Bay's without 4 starters on their offensive line this week. And then you look and the Bears had 2 pressures and 0 fucking sacks.
I remember when Russell Wilson had his breakout game. That was the game Brian Urlacher got hurt. That was his last game. And he went crazy on us. On us. I think we were favored that game too. And I'm like, what the hell is this kid? He was a 3rd round pick.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
I mean, what are you guys at? I mean, you think, there needs to obviously be some patience with everything. I mean,
I think you have like one of the easiest schedules in the league. Yes. You can't be the worst team, really. I don't know. I think you're going to win some games.
Both.
Especially with Justin Fields.
Giants, really Jets, like, you got a lot of. I mean, I'm not going to say that we're going to win every one of those games, but you got the Washington Commanders. Like they're a shit show right now. Who knows what they're going to be? Yeah. I don't think Carson Wentz is the savior for that franchise at all. No. I think that's a win. Like
Falcons have like Mariota. I think starting.
Come on.
Yep.
There's no way that we're the worst team. No way. I mean, all that is what's his name? Who's the guy that said? I can't remember his name now.
He's on ESPN. The guy that said,
I completely forgot. He's an armchair GM now. He's the one that said
Louis Riddick.
He's just still mad about us not.
Yeah, he is
not taking him. I mean, obviously that.
Yeah, he's one of Matt Nagy's closest friends. He was the dude that. I think he was the dude that coined Maserati Mitch. Don't sleep on Mitch. Coming in 2019 and all that bullshit.
I'm gonna take a nap on Mitch. I'm gonna take a Benadryl pass out on Mitch. Done with
Pittsburgh
Mitch.
Already did. They drafted a fucking quarterback in round 1.
They did, and I don't even think he's gonna start there. I honestly think Pickett can take that job.
Well, that's and I'm whatever. I'm glad Mitch is gone, and I'm not gonna debate that fucking dead horse. But the thing that I look back at is look at everything that fucking went wrong last year. I mean, in terms of the quarterback injuries, inefficient play at quarterback, the offensive line all over the place, wide receiver play, and the Bears still won 6 games. And now now they're saying that the Bears are going to win 2
no way
games. I just stop. I think this is what it comes down to. And you can see this with other podcasts and blogs and shit like that. They're like, all right, what can I come up with, and what's gonna get? Oh, there's a rabid fucking fan base here that's dying for a fucking winner. Let's poke the fucking literal fucking bear here, rile these guys up and shit like that. And I'm just as fucking guilty. You hear that, it pisses you off, and it is what it is. It's like people coming to say that the Bears.
Right here, the media hates the Bears. I really think they do. Outside,
that's Chicago, fine. I'm actually.
If they do, why what would be your guess though, Alan? Why would they hate the Bears?
I mean, it's because, in my opinion,
boring.
It's the lack of offense. Yeah, exactly. It's just easy going offense. We're always bottom 25 offense, stuff like that. I remember when they said the same thing about like the Buffalo Bills back in the day. Like there was a lot of that kind of stuff too going around. So for me, it's because our offense isn't good, which you have to have a good offense to win in this league. Like I understand their logic, but they don't give us the credit that we're due on the other side of the ball. And that's what bothers me about it, because we've got Justin Fields.
Yeah.
And you're not going to tell me that he's not going to take any steps this year and just be fucking horrible all year. He's going to win us some games this year. Yes, granted, it's going to be against teams that aren't so good. We're not going to be beating like fucking Tampa Bay with him or anything like that. I know we're not playing Tampa Bay, but I'm just saying
Buffalo we play. We're not going to beat Buffalo.
Yeah. Like we're not going to have one of those types of games with him. But the Giants, the Jets, Atlanta, Washington, those are teams that he can come out and beat. He almost beat the Steelers last year, and you know how good that defense was. You can't tell me he's not going to take that step.
Yeah, that's a bullshit game.
Where
I will say I agree with Pepe Silvia's comment. That's why I put it up, because I don't think it's necessarily the national media hates us. It's what you guys are saying. We have a boring offense, so we don't give the national media anything to talk about. What's disappointing is when you hear the Chicago media dogging us like that, and it's like, where are you guys getting this takes from? You're in the practice and you see this close up, and you still have these views that you see reflected in the national media. I think we're triggered by the national media because we hear the Bears and we're like, oh, they're talking shit about the Bears, but they could also be talking shit about the Jets. They'll talk shit about the Lions. I've heard shows where they dog other teams. It's not just the Bears. I don't think the national media's focus is us. It's just disappointing when I see Chicago media dogging us at that same level, and it's like, you know better.
It's surface level, Sheree, and you're 100% right. You'll have a national guy look and say, oh, fucking Adam Hogan, his fucking partner, Nicholas Moriano, are saying this about the fucking Bears. So if they're saying that they're fucking terrible, am I going to Nicholas Moriano for any fucking Bears acumen? No, maybe for advice on fucking makeup samples, not fucking football.
I knew
but I'm just fucking saying it. That shit drives me nuts. Nick goes out there, hey, I'm going to put out there, hey, we can put 2 losses on the schedule already for Green Bay. Ha ha ha. Dude,
that's not funny. That's
surface
not funny.
level fucking bullshit. No, that's you showing your fucking football intelligence. And good luck to Nick for where he's went with his surface level bullshit. That's fine. That's not who I am, but it's, you saw Olin when he was on there initially with those guys, how it was such an odd fucking mixture. And I'm not going to get into that, what transpired there, but Olin's like talking to these guys about football, and Will DeWitt was talking about him playing high school and football, and Olin's like, oh, you played high school football? Where'd you play? He's like, oh, I played tight end. He goes, well, what was your offense? He's like, we ran the wishbone. He goes, oh, we call that position useless from where I'm from. That was on their first fucking show. Yep. And so I saw that, and did you guys see this?
Yes.
I heard a little.
See this major breaking news?
Breaking news.
Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking news.
All right, let's get back to football. I thought somebody was here, but look at this.
I only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but
Man, it's good to see you.
What's up, bro?
What's up, everybody?
What's up,
He took himself on mute. I'm like a proud dad over here. I was waiting. I saw that mute down there. I'm like, he's gonna start talking and still be on mute.
I waited just to make sure. I couldn't, I wanted to come on proper, say hello to everybody. I hope all is well and everyone's doing okay over here. I love watching.
How are you doing, man?
Exactly, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Know.
I am wonderful. I'm glad to be back.
Good.
I had to restart my computer. Couldn't get on the internet. I haven't been on this goddamn thing since the last time I was with you guys.
How many books have you read since you haven't been on?
Zero.
All of them.
None of those
Zero.
books back there. You didn't read one fucking book when you were gone.
Do you not know?
I've read every single one of these.
All of those.
Twice.
Every real.
That's a fathead, right, Bratcher?
No.
Yeah, it's not.
Those are not real books. It's a fucking fathead, bro.
Okay, I didn't.
Are
know.
you new here?
I am.
Come on, buddy. Come on, man.
I don't pay attention to that kind of shit.
Unless that dragon was fucking a goat.
Welcome to the show.
That's a funny one.
So before the show, Shane, I stopped you on something because I was like,
I knew that's what it was. That's
what it was.
You,
I'm like, what the fuck did he make now? Love it.
I made that 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
I think
Yes,
Jackal
you
was the
did.
first one I sent it to, and he's like,
Yes,
I
I
fucking
was.
love it.
Yes.
I love it. It's great.
Happy
It's great to
Father's
see your
Day,
beautiful
Jackal.
faces, guys.
Yeah.
It's great to see, man. I love seeing it. So I don't want to interrupt you guys. You know, outside of Alan interrupting Shane over here, I've been enjoying the show from the background. So this has been beautiful Bears talk. I know it's fucking the dog days of summer, but hey, there's plenty to fucking talk about. You guys are doing a great job.
But overall, just to get back to the football stuff and like Cherie's point, I want the fucking. I'm at the point now where the Bears. I'm the same way with the Bear. I'm not gonna fucking buy into the fucking hype of the new coach. I'm not gonna buy into the hype of the players that I know myself are good. It's time for you to go out there and you fucking show me. I want the Bears to be the team in week 8, week 9, week 10 that nobody wants to fucking play because of the hits philosophy, because these guys are buying in. Maybe they are lacking some fucking talent, but you know, they go out there, they all fire to the fucking ball. No, they're aggressive, they're physical. No team wants to fucking see them. And they're gonna punch you in the fucking mouth. I don't give a shit if it's the fucking Packers, Nick Moriano. Put that on your fucking show and talk about it. Give them 2 fucking losses. That shit is so fucking weak and lame, surface level bullshit. That's the shit that pisses me off. And that whatever, people fucking eat it up. That's fucking fine. But it's hokey. It's hokey fucking bullshit to me. And if I had somebody come on this show, like, can you imagine Phil coming on being like, hey, the Bears are playing Minnesota twice this year. Chalk up 2 losses there. Would everybody be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just, I want the Bears to be that team, though, that we're like, wow, we as Bears fans have to get our confidence back. I can remember when the Bears were rolling back in the fucking day. You'd be like, oh, we're playing. You're dead. Yep. Win. Sure, they'd have a stinker in there someplace. That happens. It's the fucking NFL any given Sunday. Yeah. We have no fucking confidence as fans. We have a lot of hope. Gary Williams, we hope there's hope. But we don't go into any game being like, oh, we got the fucking horses. This is what I need to start seeing. I need to see the year 2 transition I need to see the jump from Justin Fields. Monty, you want to be here? Play even fucking better. Larry Borum, you're getting respect from some people. Go out there and prove it again. Tevin Jenkins, I want to see you put the fucking chicken wings down. Take your fucking your weight serious, your NFL career serious. Get out there. Don't let your fucking job get taken. Braxton Jones, you want to go out there and show your football acumen in interviews and sound like a really smart dude. He really does. Show me that you can fucking play. Cody Whitehair, you want to come to work and be in better fucking shape and not pouting because Mitch is gone? Absolutely. Get out there, fucking play. Lucas Patrick, go play. Sam Mustford, you want to put on fucking 30 pounds of bad weight because you want to stay on the team? That's fine. Bears fans have to get their swag back. We have to get our fucking confidence back because, hey, as much as we hate guys like Peter Bukowski and other guys like that, there's that one fucking Lions fan that shows up to every fucking show running his mouth. I'm not going to take any shit from any fucking Lions fan. No. But how do you talk shit to Peter Bukowski, honestly, when they're winning yes, they lose in the fucking play. I'd love to make the playoffs I'd love to go to the NFC Championship game every year and be pissed off. You know what I mean? You have to get that fucking swag back, have confidence in your team, and that's everybody wants everything immediately. Ryan Poles is in this. It's really a testing out period. And everybody's like, oh, you're wasting a year, Justin Fields. No, you're not. If you're as good as we think you are, a rising fucking tide raises all ships, right? Yep. If you're fucking good enough, you're going to make players around you better no matter who the fuck they are. You know what I mean? That's the way that you have to fucking look at it. Greg Gabriel had a back and forth. I think it was with Schmitz again. Schmitz was bagging the Bears offensive line, saying that they were shit and that it was a travesty and it was a real negative to what Ryan Poles and these guys are putting out there at offensive line. Gabriel had a fucking point, and I know some people don't always agree with Gabriel with what he puts out there, but he made a extremely valid fucking point. That's your opinion right now. None of these guys have you have to go out there and prove to me that you can't fucking play. Is Lucas Patrick going to go out there and fucking ball out and be like, oh, I'm counted on to be a fucking leader now? Sometimes people need that. It worked for Akeem Hicks. Akeem Hicks was in New England or in New Orleans, got traded to New England, came to Chicago. He got put in a position to be a fucking leader, to be a focal point, and he fucking ascended from that. Could that be Lucas Patrick? We'll see. Tevin Jenkins? We'll see. Darnell Mooney, guess what, dude? You got a bunch of fucking money waiting for you if you ball out this year. Are you going to go out there? Are you going to fucking grasp it? Or are you just going to be like, oh, our offense, we're still growing. I'm not going to – he's putting in the work. Cole Kmet, you want to get fucking paid? You want to be taken serious? Get out there, bust your ass. And it all comes down to that, because this defense has some pieces to it. Do they have enough? No, they don't. To me, they obviously need more on the defensive line. The secondary has the potential to surprise a lot of people if they can stay healthy. Got to score points, man. It's 2022. You got to score fucking points in the NFL. 13. You remember when Urlacher and those guys were here? They're like, just score 17 points. If we score 17, we're probably going to win.
Yeah.
It's hard to survive that way in the NFL today.
Hey, Shane, so you talked about the secondary. We picked up a new guy. I don't know if you guys want to talk about him real quick. Jason Stanley.
Yeah, former wide receiver from UGA. Actually, Justin Fields threw him a touchdown in Georgia. He was a wide receiver there, but he's a dude that's bounced around. I want to say he's been on like 5 fucking teams. He's got the size that you want in a corner. Do I expect him to make this team? I don't. Get a guy. He's a guy that I think give you some reps in training camp, in that 3rd preseason game. Maybe if everybody's not playing a bunch, he'll get out there, and maybe he's a guy that say, hey, there's something there. Maybe we can put him on the practice squad and keep him around for a year. Sometimes it just takes these guys a little bit more to figure it out. But I think I myself, I don't think that there's much of a chance that he's going to crack this depth chart at corner the way that it's set up. I mean, you're talking about Jalen Johnson, who's obviously, he got demoted, and boom, you see him right back there in that position, making play. You've seen the highlights from practice. Velus Jones was wide open on the fucking sideline, and then boom, Jalen Johnson comes out of nowhere, bats the fucking ball down. Kyler Gordon is obviously out. But you got Brisker. There's been positive reviews from Eddie Jackson. You haven't heard a whole lot of fucking talk from Eddie. Get your fucking track shoes ready. He realizes that he's going to make the most money here.
Yep.
If he gets fucking cut, released, or whatever, he's not going to be making that money that he's making here. He knows that. But and Thomas Graham, nobody's talking about Thomas Graham, and he's having a camp that has surprised a lot of people. I know a lot of people, if you hung with us for a long time, that we've talked about him.
Yeah, I liked him last year. I mean, he wasn't in much, but when he was in, man,
he didn't get a chance.
But he was always making plays.
So on that fight for nickel, do you think it's him or do you think it's Tavon Young? Because that's got to be the two, right? It's got to be the two guys for nickel.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, I'm a Tavon Young fan, but to me, I don't know where he is because he's had so many fucking injuries. Yeah. I mean, what, 2-3 years ago, if you're telling me that the Bears have Tavon Young at nickel, the Ravens, and he got paid. I mean, he was one of the best nickels in the NFL. But I don't know if the injuries have depleted him, but I've heard a couple of beat reporters say that they're like, oh yeah, Tavon Young, but we haven't noticed him at all. We haven't written his name down. The name that they're writing down is Thomas Graham.
Thomas Graham, and then he got Bill Dorr, right? Bill Dorr
Kindle Vildor. Yeah, and I know a lot of people are. Listen,
I think he's good in the slot. I do.
He took it on the fucking chin. I know Cars isn't a big fan, but he's got some traits there. And hey, listen, he wasn't expected to come in as a fucking rookie and take starter reps, and he was out there. Unfortunately, for some games he had to, but I don't think I'd have to look at I'm just trying to think of the.
I think him playing outside is out of the question. It's inside on a nickel dime, package. That's where he's gonna shine. That's how he got that gig, is because he was so good that other year at the nickel spot. They're like, well, maybe we can bump him outside, play him there, but he just wasn't. He wasn't the guy, man. He was not the guy.
Yeah, and then the guy that's stuck around through different, coaching. Michael Joseph is the guy he just can't make it through a fucking camp. Is a guy that I know that the Bears have been very, very high on, but he can't stay healthy.
There's like a Duke Shelley there.
Yeah,
I special teams guy to me.
I think that might be a guy that could be a guy that people are like, oh wow, Duke Shelley got cut today.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, never been but yeah, HL brings up a good point. Yeah, there's a lot of technique issues with Vildor that he needs to clean up, and I mean that's literally like number one in this defense is you have to stay true to that, and if you don't, you're gonna have problems, because in the cover two, you're essentially telling the offense that we're gonna let you drive, we're gonna let you have a fucking 14 or a 15 play drive, and we're gonna bank on you making a mistake, and we're going to capitalize on it. It's going to be a lot of underneath shit, a lot of quick outs, stuff like that. And then there's going to be that soft zone against the cover two, down the seam over the top there where you can attack the cover two. That's what made Brian Urlacher so fucking special. But it's going to be interesting to see, because I got the roster here. For the DBs, John Alexander, Brisker, Cruikshank, Gordon,
Houston Carson.
Yeah, well, DHC, he's a given. He's gonna make the team.
Oh, making the team, yeah.
Bo Pete Keys, yeah. They brought in Lamar Jackson at DB. Who was the other one that I know was getting a little bit of love?
For Jason Staley.
AJ Thomas was a guy that I've heard some people talking about. He's a UDFA from Western Michigan, that I know that he's one of those guys that people have kind of taken notice of, and he could be a guy that maybe that you sneak through onto the practice squad. Stroman Jr. is another guy that's got some size. He's bounced around. He's a Virginia Tech guy, 5'11", 180. I actually thought he was a little bit bigger than that, but I guess that's what they have him listed at there. But it's going to be, the Bears are top heavy at that position, just with the way that the draft unfolded. And you guys heard us talking about it here. It's just, and Ryan Poles talked about it himself, saying that we would have did a disservice to this team by not taking who we had at the top of our board, just because we needed a wide receiver. I mean, if you watch that 1921 football drive that they put out there, 39th pick comes up. They literally say the top two guys they have on their board are Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brisker. He's like, we're going to go with Brisker. And then pick 50 comes up and Brisker's still there. And he's like, I think he like, yeah, we're taking Brisker. It was that fucking quick. And that just shows you that he was staying true to his board. And when you're a team that's devout of fucking talent, you cannot fucking reach for a positional need. You just can't. If the best player on the board happens to be,
well, honestly, corner was a positional need. They needed a second corner on the outside.
That's the fucking thing, Caden, and that's what nobody wanted to fucking listen to, because everybody that watched the Bears last year knew that the fucking secondary was a massive fucking need. Everybody wanted Eddie Jackson fucking gone, and so you're going to rely on Dane Cruikshank and DHC as your safeties? No, dude, you can't. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And
too many big plays. Yeah.
If they stay healthy, And if Jalen Johnson keeps his fucking mental focus where it needs to be and not dwell on fucking plays over the top too much, this fucking this secondary has got. And I mean, you talk about youth. Jalen Johnson's 23. Gordon's going to be 23 as a rookie. Brisker's 23, and Eddie's 28, I think.
Yeah,
that's
like 26, right?
Yeah, so that's
Eddie's 28, going on 29, I believe.
Yep. So Caden reminds me of Anakin. You ever gotten that one before?
I haven't. I'll take it. I'm a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, and then someone said earlier you look like Superman's son or something like that.
Yeah, got all the comparisons.
Superboy?
Hey,
you look like Superboy?
Yeah.
All right, Superboy.
Not bad, man. You're getting more love than Cherie gets.
All the comic book, all the
love usually. You're
all the comic book nerds love Caden Whitlow. None of the single ladies in the fucking chat aren't saying shit about him.
Yeah. All of Caden's fans are watching Disney Plus right now. Watching.
Probably true.
Nerd alert! He's not here. He's not here. He's not too far from me. Cars is in New York, but he's on business. But if you got any more comments to put up here before we turn things over to Miss Cherie for her favorite part of the show?
We already talked about Borum and Braxton at left tackle. That was one in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be, to Jordan's point, it's all going to depend on Tevin Jenkins. If he comes to fucking camp not in shape, like I said, not the way that he thinks he should be in shape, the way that Eberflus and the offensive staff wants him to be, he's not going to be out there. And then you're talking about Braxton at left tackle and Brown or Borum at right tackle. And our guest from 2 weeks ago, remember, he told you, he's like, if you told me that the Bears drafted Braxton Jones in the 3rd round and Velus Jones in the 5th round, I would have been like, yeah, I get it. And again, that's not not making fun of Velus Jones. I think he's got a ton of traits that I love at wide receiver, but there's a lot of love out there for Braxton Jones, where people were surprised that he dropped down. And listen, it happens all the fucking time. These guys drop. Who's the guy that signed with Miami that was in New Orleans, the left tackle?
Armstrong.
Yeah, Armstead, isn't it?
Armstead.
Armstead. Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
He wasn't a top fucking 15 pick. You know, he's a guy that drops. Sometimes it happens. You know, Olin was a fucking 3rd rounder, like pick 62 or some shit like that. You know, he was right around there, and these guys.
I don't think Jason Peters was even drafted, and he's a Hall of Famer.
UDFA, yeah, he was a fucking tight end.
Yeah.
And yeah, Buffalo signed him as a UDFA, traded him to Philly for a 1st-round draft pick, and Philly that's how Philly. I can remember at the time people were like, "How the fuck did you give up a 1st-rounder for Jason Peters?" I'm like, "Have you watched the fucking dude play?
Monster."
Yeah,
at 40, he was a beast.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the rugby guy from the Eagles too recently.
Ebner.
No. The
tackle.
He's massive. He's like 6'8". He's like 6'8", 360. They just signed him to a long extension. Yeah. They signed him. They drafted him in like the 7th round. Just took a flyer on him.
Malata.
Paid off for him. But I think that takes care of all of them. Sheree, are you ready to go to do your thing here?
I guess.
Bills
got to get paid.
I came just in time.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh-oh, you guys hear that? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have the updated script, Sheree?
I have the latest one.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Pressure's on.
She seems very hesitant to read this one.
No, this one actually isn't that bad compared to the
Okay, I was like, what the hell?
Did you like the gift that I sent along with it, Sheree? Did you see that on your phone?
No, let me. I know this isn't appropriate to be doing this now.
What are you gonna do?
Oh my gosh, Shane. What's wrong with you?
I'm sending a picture of Mistress. Never mind.
Oh my God, we need to start a GoFundMe to get Shane some help. Anyway.
There's no help in this, man.
That's right.
Oh, Cherie.
Summer is here, the sun is shining, and your man's balls are smoother than Timothy Chalamet's chest. Picture yourself all cheeked up on the beach. I was this past weekend.
Yes, she was.
Picture yourself all cheeked up on the beach this summer with not a hair in sight peeking from your bikini line and his trunks. Skip the Brazilian. That's not an option. Skip the Brazilian this summer and use Manscaped for the smooth tools you trust for your man and yourself. Make this summer smooth and fresh with Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 featuring the trimmer everyone loves, the Lawnmower 4.0. Dive headfirst into summer by joining the 4 million people worldwide who trust Manscaped and get ready for hot girl summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code YOKO. The Manscaped 4.0, the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 has everything you and your man need to perfect that summer vibe. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag for anywhere you're going this summer. Their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents, thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multi-function on-off switch that can engage a travel lock. Oh, that's pretty cool. It gives you the ability to turn the 4,000 LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shade. Did I mention this trimmer is waterproof too? From the shower to the beach, the Lawnmower 4.0 is the best trimmer for down there and everywhere that needs a shave. Once his scrub down there is taken care of, look after the rest with Manscaped liquid formulations. Once his scrub down there is taken care of, look after the rest with Manscaped liquid formulations. Before heading outside, make sure he uses Crop Preserver ball deodorant to stay cool in the heat.
Can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but you know.
That was creepy.
After a long day,
very cringeworthy right there.
Oh my God. After long days mowing the grass, get your crotch garden back to tip-top shape with the Crop Reviver. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. The perfect gifts for staying in or traveling. If your man is using your nail kit, you need to get him the Manscaped Shears 2.0, a package that has everything he'll need to have his nails looking pristine. He needs his own nail clippers, tweezers, and grooming scissors, ladies. Smooth skin shaves only this summer. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code YOKO at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code YOKO at manscaped.com. Buns out, suns out this summer with Manscaped.
What? Yoko. The man himself.
Yeah. So, Cherie, let me ask you this. If you were out and about and you jumped off the jet ski and you're walking on the beach, you're like, oh my God, who is that dude? And then you guys go out to dinner and then listen, because we know how you are, Cherie. You know, 14 dates later, you guys are in a position and you look down and this dude's not Manscaped. Would you just let it go, or would you be like, yo, you need this fucking Yoko coupon code?
No.
You wouldn't say anything?
No.
Yoko code right now.
Nothing is happening. I would be passing on the code. Like when you get that taken care of.
Oh, so you would tell him. There you
Hand
go.
him a piece of paper that's got it on it.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Jesus.
That's why That's why Bratcher's not married yet. His girlfriend told me.
Bratcher just thinks you turn off the lights. That's manscaping.
He keeps on shaving his face with the fucking lawnmower 4.0.
Nice job, Cherie. As always. Good job.
Where's Will tonight? I haven't seen Will in the chat. He
doesn't want to go on camera.
Man, it's usually his favorite part.
He's probably just texting her on the side. He's just not in the chat.
He's off camera next door.
I've heard.
He's probably
exactly.
He's rubbing her lower back while she's reading.
I've heard from impeccable sources that
in the bathroom, Manscaped.
Will was at the beach when Cherie was on the jet ski, but she wouldn't let him on cam.
He had binoculars
because he wasn't Manscaped. So, come on, Will. Step up, bro.
Seriously, spend the bucks. Come on. Promo code Yoko. Let's do it.
Yeah, there you go. That was good, Cherie. Though, are you getting? Do you psych yourself out when you know it's halfway through the show and it's time to go, or are you pretty calm with it at this point?
No, at this point, whenever the foolishness pops up, I'm ready for it.
You seemed like you were a little bit more timid tonight initially. Like you're like, oh God, can't we go back on vacation again?
Because honestly, because I hadn't read through that one yet, I didn't know exactly what to expect. They always ask to tell a story, so I didn't know what to expect. So once I kind of glanced over it, I was like, oh, okay, no, I got it. That's why I was like, it's not as bad as the other one.
Right, yeah. Some of them can get a little more graphic. But there you go. Did you meet any probables on the beach? On the jet ski? Parasailing?
No.
Nothing? You weren't on the prowl at all, Cherie?
I am never on the prowl when I'm out. That's probably why I'm still single.
You let them come to you?
You wouldn't approach me type of person.
You're not the predator. You're the prey.
Oh,
They're
really?
going after you, Cherie.
Yes, I'm the prize.
Oh, there you go. So, Jackal, now that we're on this subject, how are you when it comes to that moment? Like your wife, did you approach her and you took the first step?
What, after she woke up from the chloroform?
It was well played.
It's a very nice dick.
I shot my shot, needless to say. You know what I mean? And it worked out in my favor.
Literally.
Yeah.
Because when I hadn't met Hila. We did the phone thing first, and I got home from work early. It was on a Tuesday, and she's like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "I actually just got home from work early, and I hadn't met her face to face yet." So we were shooting the shit, and she's like, "What do you think about meeting this Saturday?" And it kind of caught me off guard because that was just she just kind of threw it out there.
You made the first move.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Oh, well." She's like, "Fuck it. You don't want to? All right, forget it." And I'm like, "No, that's not what I was saying. That's really not what I was saying at all." So then, we went, and then Jesus.
So y'all were doing the online dating thing before it was even a popular thing.
Well, it was weird at work, at her work and my work. We, with me, I don't know, Jackal, you're federal, or you're federal, correct?
State.
Or state, but sometimes there's we'll get things that'll come out for federal workers where we can get discounts on Yankees tickets and shit like that, or they'll give you a fucking coupon code for dating site, all this crazy shit. And I went into work one day and I was sitting there talking to somebody, and I'm flipping through this stuff, and there was a dating website called chemistry.com, and I had never heard of it at the time. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm single, and I had been in a relationship for 3 years and had been out of it for a couple of months, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna make a profile, see what happens. And I did it, and it was Mother's Day 2009, I think it was. Jesus, I'm glad she's not watching. It was right around whatever. But I got home from I took my mother to brunch and got home, and checked out my thing on there and it said somebody was interested, and I looked down. I'm like, Jesus, this chick's actually pretty fucking hot. She's not scamming me. And so I shot her a message. Yeah, the move back then would be to, like, if you included your phone number in the correspondence, they would black it out. But there was like ways, like if you just like wrote the text of the, like, for one, you would write ONE or whatever like that.
Priest.
So yeah, exactly. So I can remember she's like, do you want to just talk? And we did this, and then we started talking, and she was in New London, Connecticut. And
really? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You told me that. That's right.
Yeah. And kind of our halfway point was Albany. So we met. Yeah. We met in the fucking Sears parking lot in Albany. Yeah, it was. I remember sitting there, like, I've never been a dude that gets nervous. You guys have known me well enough now. I'm always busting balls and joking. It just not a dude that gets nervous with stuff like that. It's never bothered me too much. And I can remember she called. She's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm in the fucking Sears parking lot waiting for you to get here." And we're sitting there talking. She's like, "I'm lost." And she's like, "Oh my God, I see you. I gotta go." And then, yeah, that was, we went to the fucking movies. I wanted to see Iron Man 2. She wanted to see Sex in the City 2. And we obviously went and watched Sex in the City 2.
And then
yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That Marcel magic, dude. You fucking watch out, man. Watch out. Cherie will tell you, right, Cherie?
Good old Sears, man.
Yeah, Sears did it, man.
The chat is going off right now.
Who is? Emmanuel,
you need to calm down, buddy.
You need to go to Sears. Find a Sears, Emmanuel. Go on a run.
Yeah, go find a girl at Sears.
Emmanuel, you want to meet Ariel's mom?
Oh, fuck. Get in line.
Yeah, Miguel's got it right. I did. I Manscaped right there in the Sears parking lot.
You bought some hedge trim.
Yeah, that was long enough. That was only the 1.0. That shit had like fucking.
Oh my God.
That shit pulled. But yeah. But yeah, no, it was just one of those things. Totally different backgrounds. She did the same exact thing. Cherie is a dime piece.
We got another one for you.
No, it's inevitable every show.
We're trying to lay the platform.
Is this a new
thought we were giving Caden the attention this time. Thank you.
Is this a new one? I don't know who this is. Is this?
I don't either.
I haven't seen that one.
Will's got some competition.
Yeah,
we'll look it up.
So do we have any advice for our young Caden Whitlow when he goes on the cruise here next week to the Bahamas? Things that she's teaching.
I'll be with my family, so I don't know.
How tall are you, Caden?
Family?
I'm 5'10". Yeah.
All right. Here's your 19. Tell all the girls that you are you're a beach volleyball player.
All right.
You're on the pro tour, and you're traveling with your family on vacation. You're on holiday. See how that plays. It'll work out just fine.
So what happens if there's a random volleyball game? They're gonna be like, "Hey,
just say your cousin, your Kent staff is
Yeah, my contract says I can't play beach volleyball, right?
Yeah, you can't.
Well,
You're also Google.
Only if you're on
Please don't do
camera.
that, Caden.
Just tell Caden. Just tell them you're sponsored by Manscaped, and then you'll be all set.
Yeah.
They'll know already. You're all set. You're ready.
Just tell them to call us.
Then they'll say prove it, and then
I'll be your PR guy. Give him my number.
Yeah.
I'll be the PR guy.
All right, yeah, that'll work.
I'll be like, Whitlow, you only have 32 million in the bank account,
away
bro.
from the bad liquor.
You ever seen that episode of Black Mirror where the dude gets in the kid's ear and tells him how to go, when he's out in the club or whatever,
Love
the
that
bar?
show.
That's all you need.
Do you want to tell the story about how Phil was teaching 4th grade when he met Steph, Claudio? You want to talk about that?
Well, no, I don't really know it well enough, so. But
you didn't hear me say 4th grade?
Oh, no, I'm
teaching 4th grade.
Teaching 4th grade.
He did say that.
That went whoa. That went. Yeah. Hey man, age ain't nothing but a number, right?
That's right. I'm older than Ela.
I did attempt to do the one line dating, and the date went horrible. So,
oh really? Was the
I
dude?
was never an online dater either. I didn't like that stuff.
Was he just odd, or did he look like he had 3 eyes, or what was the problem?
No, it was that he was very sexist, and women don't want this. Women can't handle this. Women
on the first date. On the first date,
Shane, how long did you talk to him before you guys went out on a date?
Like a week through the messaging thing.
Right. It's tough, yeah.
Because he was like, I prefer to meet in person. So I said, okay, let's meet in person. And that was
Then let me do what I hired to do.
There's a lot of guys like that out there, though. I had a friend, she's a bartender, and she met a guy. She started talking to him, and on their first date, he told her that she would have to quit that job. He told her she couldn't bartend because that's not a job that any woman that
any woman that he is.
Run the fuck out the door.
He's not going to be controlling.
That makes good money.
Holy fuck,
yeah, that's crazy.
Bartenders make real money.
Yeah, they do.
Good bars.
And she's like, I'm not giving that shit up for you. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, HL. That was I think HL put in there saying that most people don't have the greatest. But you're talking 2009.
A lot of catfishing going on there too. That's why.
But that was like pre all. Dude, shit really hit the fan.
The first dating app was AOL. American.
Oh
Online.
yeah.
That was
AOL Messenger.
Oh, that was. I mean,
dude, that was back in the day. I can remember like
that.
1995. I'd come home from fucking college, and my dad would call me and be like, "Why is our fucking long distance phone bill $700?"
Oh yeah.
That was back in like the dial-up days.
Yeah. All you hear is the dial-up tone at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah, you'd have to fucking.
What the fuck you doing, Shane?
Trying to get a picture,
playing Oregon Trail on the
from
internet.
a girl when on American was like fucking Fort Knox. It was like trying to fucking break the code. Of like, how do you do this? And put the scanner and fucking.
Yeah.
And then it was MySpace, just like HL said here. MySpace was a big hookup spot.
I never had MySpace, but I remember it. Yeah,
MySpace was dope, man. You go to your page, you could
have
put
your custom song on your homepage and stuff. Hey,
dude,
I love that.
I don't understand.
Just went out and met people like normal human beings.
Exactly.
Caden bounced. He's like, "Fuck these guys."
I said AOL.
Fucking sneaking the minors out. They didn't want them on camera.
Do you have your own room on the boat, Caden? Or are you staying with your mom and dad and like
no,
a fucking
mom's holding the camera?
I think I'm staying with my sister.
Oh, yikes! How old is she?
Oh, just leave the sock on
She's
the door.
21.
How old?
She's 21.
Where is she?
Where's she?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Yeah, where is she from?
She home right now?
College is where is she?
She's home right now. Yeah.
Go get her. We want to
Yeah.
talk to her about sleeping in the same bedroom in the Bahamas with her brother.
I really don't want to.
Why you don't like her?
She's watching a movie or something. I don't know what she's doing.
Oh God.
I never know what she's doing back then.
Yeah, Mom, the meatloaf.
Okay, are your siblings Bear fans too?
My brother is.
Yeah.
My dad's a Cowboys fan, so
is your brother
I
a
deal
big
with that.
Bear fan like you? Like he's
for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Does your sister like football?
No, she could care less, I think.
Okay.
All right, so now the next question that we have is Bratcher. When are you getting married?
Never.
Why?
What?
Wow.
We
scared?
don't. No. It's something that her and I talked about when we first got together. Her parents weren't married. She's just not into that kind of thing. And
Yeah, that's what they all say, jackass.
she doesn't want any kids. She didn't want to get married, and that's how I kind of feel too. And we were perfect. Like we have a great relationship. We just go do shit, have fun.
Yeah.
No paper, no mess, no.
So
muss,
what
no
would
fuss.
she do if you just showed up one day and you had a ring and you
Laugh
proposed
at
to
me
her?
and go, why did you spend that money on a ring when we could have went on a vacation?
Cherie, don't you think that she's full of shit and she actually wants to get married?
She said that to
No,
me
it's-
first. Like I didn't say that to her. She said that to me. She
Trying
said,
to feel
if you're
you
looking
out
for
to see what you're
marriage,
gonna
if
say.
you're looking for a kid, I'm not your one. And that's just how she is. So, I mean, that's
I do believe it's a misconception that all women want kids and a husband. That is
Fuck yourself.
Ours.
oh, Jesus, Card. Calm the fuck down, man. No, I agree with you, Cherie. I do.
because I
You
feel
don't
like
have
that's
to
what
get
a
married.
lot of guys lie because they think that that's what women want.
Yeah.
And I tell a lot of my guy friends, you'd be surprised how many women are probably just down to fuck just like you.
Yes.
And don't try to
Killing those
bullshit
drops,
and pretend like you want a relationship. If you're honest, you're gonna get some misses, but you'll be surprised at how many are just as open to that, you know.
I'd rather be upfront right away and say, here's my, here's what I want, here's my intentions. You don't like it? All right, go. That's fine. I'm not going to change my opinion on it. And that's how she was with me up front first. And I was like, oh my God. Like,
can we verify this with her? Will she come on there?
No.
How old are you guys?
She won't come on here.
How old are you guys?
Kind of like your wife, Shane. Like, she's not about being.
Oh my God. Yeah, that.
I
actually talked to her tonight. I said, Phil's not on the show, neither is Carr, so I'm going to head down a little bit early. And she just like gave me the, you're an idiot look. And I'm like, you want to come on? You want to come on? She like looked at me for like 3 seconds, like she thought about it. I think she would if I begged enough, but she's like viciously private.
Yeah, Dawn would just clown me.
She has Instagram, but it's like all fucking locked up, and I think she's friends like with her mom on there, shit like that. But she has no Facebook.
Emmanuel, you need to calm down, boy. Put some ice.
Let's just give him what he wants.
Jesus.
I said, hey, oh, baby, bring that fat ass over here. I want to get it in my mouth. I want to get it in my mouth.
Don't come, Emmanuel.
Oh, I want to suck on your fat ass mouth.
Wham bam, thank you.
Yo,
man.
he's on tour. He's coming to our area.
Yeah,
I'm
you saw that,
show.
Claudio?
I am going there. I'm planning on it. I was gonna go to one in
Brooklyn, right?
A couple years ago, but yeah, I'm definitely going. It's on like a Tuesday or something though. That kind of sucks, but I'd rather go.
Wait, Bratcher, you're on the East Coast too?
No, he's playing in Chicago.
He lives in the region.
Well,
I
said my area because I'm in New England.
I live.
That's what I was thinking. East Coast.
He's coming out our way.
He's coming to Brooklyn too. He's
Yeah.
coming to Brooklyn.
Yeah. No, he's coming to Chicago like I think September. I want to say.
Yeah, I think Cool Kennedy posted that, right?
Yeah,
he did.
No. It was another member tagged everybody but me and said, "Oh, you guys need to go."
Oh yeah.
You sound like you feel some kind of way about
I
that.
know, right?
I was just like, I'm fucking chopped liver
butthurt
here.
by that,
I'm a
right?
huge fan of him, though. I am. I'm 100%.
That wasn't me.
Claudio, you mother.
Was that Claude?
No, it wasn't me. It's always Shane.
It was not.
Shane.
Me and Shane had our hands
Whenever
up.
something.
My hands
Shane
are
happens.
Look at Caden. Look at
No, it's got to be Claude. It
Look
was
at
Claudio.
Superboy sitting there.
it's
Fucking.
It's Anakin.
Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking news.
He's a very nice dick that any woman would love.
Yeah.
He's a very nice.
So let's get the auction.
I don't know what the fuck happened there.
Everyone's going crazy right now.
Jesus.
Hey, real quick, football question for you guys, and I don't know if you talked about it in the first 15 minutes of the show, but the Tribune did a story like about 12 hours ago about the Bears trying to make a play for a receiver.
Yeah.
And they had I'm gonna forget one of them. Galladay was one of the names that came up, was making a play for him. No? Is there any wide receiver that you could see the Bears maybe trying to make a reach for to try to bring in if the money was right?
You're talking trade?
Yeah.
I think somebody that I don't really love, but somebody that they could probably buy super fucking cheap is I'm blanking on his Rager from Philly.
Who's Jalen Rager.
Falling out of favor there.
Like a third round pick. I thought I saw something about
they're not even getting a fucking third rounder for.
I thought I saw somebody.
Rager. I think you're getting like a conditional fucking fifth round pick or something like that.
Take Quinn.
Yeah,
but
that's what it was. It was Quinn, and we got Rager in a third round pick or something like that. That's what I saw some blog boy shit on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see
I mean, Rager's got elite level speed. He just fucking double catches everything. I mean, I cannot believe I was stunned when they took him over Jefferson in round one.
Yeah.
And that was Howie going fucking rogue.
Yeah.
Because the entire fucking front office, everybody had consensus that they were taking Justin Jefferson, and then Howie agreed and he wrote down Jalen Reagor on the fucking card and nobody fucking knew it.
And the video afterwards was great.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they tried for Galladay as a free agent, but that was more of a fucking move as a fuck you to Allen Robinson.
They tried to bring him in as a free agent.
Yeah, they took him out to eat, and then he signed as soon as they brought him in. Allen Robinson signed his franchise tender, so that was there's politics involved.
Glad
but
they didn't sign him. I'm glad.
I don't see any big move. You said somebody like Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, what about
and
Toney?
I mean, if you can buy super low, I mean, if you're talking like a 6th round pick, I would
for a first round.
Yeah,
wasn't
then,
it first round pick last year?
Yeah, I mean, they traded out of the Justin Fields slot and went down to 20 with us.
Yeah,
and took Toney.
Yep.
There, but I mean, would I flip like a conditional 6th for him just to see if you can unearth something out of him? I would. But you have to know where his head is. I mean, for you to get traded after your rookie year, those are some huge red flags. But I agree with Bill. I don't think that they're going to be into that. That game.
You're talking about.
I don't know if the Giants would get rid of him.
Yeah, I mean,
his second year. It's a second year. Like he was a rookie last year. So
depends what.
Right.
There's been talk about them trading him.
Yeah, there's been talking. Different staff, and then they went out and drafted Wan'Dale Robinson in round 3, and that's essentially the same type of guy. But yeah, those are the only 2 guys that as Ryan Poles is not going to fucking give up significant compensation for DK Metcalf and then fucking pay him. And same with, McLaurin is a pipe dream. They're not trading those fucking
Terry's
guys.
going to re-sign.
You're talking about a guy who traded back. Like, he wants assets. He wants as many guys right now as he can get. He's not going to give up assets for anybody right now. I honestly don't think they're trading anybody. They're going to be sellers, 100% sellers on this team this year.
Yeah.
How much to sell?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. But no, it's a good point. I mean, it's just it's all about what you're giving up. I mean, would you guys
$100 million in cap space next year?
I was gonna say, what about Odell?
I don't think Odell wants to be here, and I don't think I don't think he fits the fucking blueprint of what Ryan Poles wants.
Just throwing it out there because I don't think we talked about him. So.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about it. What is he? 30?
Yeah, being ready in October, late October, November.
Coming off an ACL.
And
that's
really is it going to be all the way? That's what they're saying. Still
November? He's going to.
I mean, dude, it happened in the fucking Super Bowl, so that was you're talking February.
Right before the playoffs, he's going to jump back in weeks, 15, 16 or some shit. He's going to come back, get reps, get ready, and be ready for the playoffs. That's exactly what he's going to do. He went to
Bucks.
The coach's wedding, and he told him that he didn't want him there unless he was going to resign. And he dropped in on there. I think that's his number 1 spot, and they're going to need somebody on the cheap right now. Yeah, because I mean, like right now, they don't have any fucking money. Like Jesus Christ, they everywhere. Everybody and their mother. They need some guy cheap, prove a deal, end of the year. That's a perfect situation for him, 100%.
Yeah.
And no Julio Jones either. I'm sorry, HL.
He's
I'm not into that. He's done, bro. He's done. Sorry. Like 6 years ago, absolutely. Now,
amazing.
No.
Would you take him for $1 million? Bring him in to mentor some of these young guys we have?
Nope.
No, just not worth. I mean, the expectation of that kind of money.
I honestly don't buy the mentor shit with him.
What about Emmanuel Sanders?
Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley.
Emmanuel Sanders is like 36 years old.
I want somebody who's like
36. Yeah,
is he really that old?
Yeah,
he's pretty old.
Beasley's 33, but I'll take him over Sanders.
Solid option.
I mean, it'd be good to have a veteran, presence though in that room.
Yeah.
You know, even if he's not.
Yeah,
We do have veteran
I
presence
like
in
this
that
right
room.
here.
Cal
We
brings
got
up another
Bobby-
name
I
right
like
there
this
too.
name
That's
right
another.
here. I agree.
That's a name that I think that
Oh yeah,
he's kind of fallen out of favor there for whatever reason.
You could do a lot with that dude. That dude is
I mean, is he the perfect? I mean, he's a guy that we talked about a lot leading up
You
to
got
the draft.
Valus too, though, so it's like.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think he would prevent. Listen,
a
Valus
lot bigger than
Jones.
Valus, yeah.
Valus Jones can't prevent you from adding players to your fucking team. That's
Oh
just,
no.
Yeah,
I'm just looking for redundancy, but a much different style.
Oh, Caminator in here.
Cam in the
He's
house.
preaching the truth, though. He's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's what, 99 million in cap space for 2023 or something?
Right now.
Right now, until the rollover.
Yeah. Well,
listen, I'm optimistic. The NFC is weak. All right. If our defense, plays like it could, and we got some players on the defense, and our offense clicks, I don't see how. I mean, we could sneak in. So I don't think it's
said it best. Put up or shut up time. You got it.
guys
It's time
have
to do it.
You guys have way too early win totals right now.
I don't.
You know,
it's tough. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm optimistic. If the offense clicks and we can put up some points, I think we can get nine wins.
Average. All they have to be is average.
Yeah, 9 wins.
Well,
9 and 8.
Yeah, if they're a fucking middle of the pack offense, that's a massive fucking upgrade.
Huge.
That's what I'm saying. And, you never know.
That all depends on Justin Fields. It's on his shoulders, and if he develops, if he's a bum killer, he beats up those bad teams. You're going to get at least 6 wins there.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, we've covered a lot of ground here. I was just looking at we got all of these, so I'll take those off. But
you want to play that presser thing, and you want to talk about the rookies, because I got a rookie presser thing going on here. You want?
Actually, why don't we save it and we'll hit that up when Phil's back.
Phil, like to chat about that.
Yeah, because I think that's important. We'll get him involved on. I mean, we riffed for quite a long time, and I told you guys it wasn't going to be I know we were off for a week, but it wasn't going to be a 3 or 4 hour banger tonight. We're a little over 2 hours here now, and I mean, we essentially went through not every single position, but let me ask you guys this. This isn't bear up, bear down, but give me Bratcher. We'll start with you and then go to Caden and Claude and right around the horn, though. Give me a guy on either side of the ball, or it could be even special teams, but maybe somebody that could surprise this year.
That could surprise on either side. I mean, for me, my number one guy in the defense is probably Travis Gibson. For me, he's the guy that I watched him come out last year. He got better as the year progressed. He's a guy I'm looking for him to at least get 8 sacks this year. I really do. As long as they hopefully get rid of Robert
7
Quinn.
last year.
I
believe,
he
right?
did. Yeah. And that was in the back half of the season. He had 7. I mean, he came on late after Mac got out. That's a guy that I'm looking at for him. I want him to take that next step. But for him to do that, he's got to get those reps. And that's why I think it's essential they get rid of Robert Quinn as soon as possible, but not just give him away. I want him on those number 1 reps all fucking training camp the whole time. On the offensive side, I mean,
I asked for one. Don't steal.
Caden, you're up.
My bad.
So for me, I don't know if Brisker's really like he has a lot of expectations going into the year. Honestly, a lot of the media is really high on him, but that's a guy I feel like he's gonna be really effective for this team. We lost. We had Amos not too long ago. That was our last sort of in the box kind of safety, because we really have had just guys
both from Penn State.
Yeah, so I think that's the guy I would go with.
Okay,
good one.
Claude, and you can't take Darnell Mooney.
No, I can't. I don't need to, because we all know the dude's a beast. I mean, I was just gonna say Pringle. I like Pringle, man. I think he can make some plays.
Wow.
He could be a deep threat. Yeah, I think Pringle could be. Once you pop, you can't stop. So let's go.
Like it.
Yeah.
I like the competition with Borum and Jones. I feel the winner there is going to kind of be a linchpin for us on that offensive line, and I love the fact that it's either going to be a rookie or a second-year guy that's going to win out, just with the pedigree from the front office and what they're looking for. I'm excited to see how that plays out, and I think Borum may have a leg up on the competition, and the fact that he's a TTNL guy makes it even more sweet. But I think I'm looking to see Borum take that next step and really kind of solidify himself as a starter and a foundational piece for this offensive line.
Left or right tackle, he's going to play this year there.
Left, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my prediction. I could be wrong, but that's just.
So then, who's playing right for you, Jackal? Think Tevin Jenkins loses the weight, like he fucking gets on Weight Watchers, or what? Like
that's what I'm hoping. I have I feel that they like him a lot, and they're kind of pushing him and challenging him to try to get him there. And I think that Jenkins is the guy. I'd like to see him start at right, on the right side. But to your point, if he doesn't lose the weight, they're going to have to make a decision, and maybe go with. You never know if they love Jones that much. Slide him over to the other side. Who knows? I mean, they've got some options. They're looking for utility players up there. So, but I just think Borum is the guy that I'm looking forward to kind of not surprising everybody, because he did what he did last year and he kind of showed out when he had his chance. So I'm hoping that it's his time to shine.
Like it.
All right, and Cherie, before you go, just the chat, throw some names of who you guys are expecting out there too. But Cherie, you got a name?
Yeah, somebody that I wasn't a fan of the pick, was really down on him last year. He was my bear down a lot of weeks. But I'm going to go with Komet, because I do think new system, accountability, now he has something to prove to these new coaches that he's going to step up. And like you guys were saying earlier, if he can become that threat in the red zone, then that's already an upgrade from what he was, because he had a lot of drops.
It's a good name. Yeah. I mean, I think he is right there. I'm going to go way the fuck off the grid with mine. This is a guy that I've been diving into here early. No, definitely not. Right? I wouldn't have drafted him there, but this is a guy that probably I'm sure nobody was going to pick, but this defensive lineman, Carson Taylor, I've been diving into some of his tape. If I was you guys, I would just put that name and store it away, and maybe
it might have to be a patron show for us. Maybe we might get some film on
I think you could definitely see him on there. He's got some things that I've been pleasantly surprised on out of Northern Arizona. And you have to remember, with these ends, they're going to be different body types than what we're used to as these edge guys. When they brought in their Leonard Floyds and guys like that, you're going to get these guys that are a little bit more squatty, your 6'3", 240 guys, right around there. And I think that's just about what is he, 6'3", 241. Yeah, but not saying that he's going to come right out gangbusters and make an impact, but he's a guy that I think that we're going to be talking about this preseason. You're going to be like, damn, who is this? I think he's number 59 now. I think this was from the rookie camp. He was 44, but now he's 59. But I think he's going to be one of these guys that, in these preseason games that you're like, Jesus, who is this? Who is this fucking dude? This Taylor that nobody's talking about. I got 3 more games that I want to do on him, but there's a lot of things there to like, and that's the name of the fucking game. And Bratcher, to your point, I'm not giving Robert Quinn away, but if they move him for draft compensation, if you can unearth a fucking gem like Carson Taylor to pair with Hugh Muhammad moving forward and Travis Gibson moving forward, and add a guy in there like that, it's
got a great rotation, man. That's a great
youthful, and it gives you some options.
Options, not absolutes. That's That's my quote. That's what I always say, man. Like, you have to have more options, youth options like that. Robert Quinn doesn't give you that anymore. You know, he's over 30. The numbers are there. It's the time. Trade him now. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he hasn't had back-to-back plus 10 quarterback sacks since what, 13, 14?
Yeah.
He
normally has like one great year, and then he has a dog year, and then he has a good year. Like when his last year when he was with the Cowboys, he was in 4-3. He like led the league in pressures that year, and then he came here, and then he obviously we don't know exactly what happened that year, but you know that's something right now. If you look at the Von Miller numbers, the age, it all makes sense. It all makes sense.
I think we just set a record here at TTNL, by the way, Cherie. We have the Feeding the Ducks music still playing in the background.
I was going to say something about that.
I was a little offended that y'all continue to play my music.
Let it ride.
Well, because we kept going into the dating and into you know,
let it ride.
And it's a good beat.
But I'm honestly surprised that nobody said Dominique Robinson. That was a name that I was expecting somebody to say. But, you know, maybe with that depth chart, he's not going to get the reps that the other guys are going to get unless you trade Robert Quinn.
Well, I think you're going to see him. He's definitely making the team. I mean, 100%. He's going to be on the Mark Anderson plan until Lovey got crazy and said he's going to be a every down guy, which was never who he was. You know, he wasn't that at Alabama. He wasn't going to be that in Chicago, but he's going to be a guy on third down. You put him out there and be like, see quarterback, hit quarterback. That's it. That's what you put on his plate
and
as a rookie.
If you watch the show the other week he was on, they Phil broke down. I mean, he broke him down great on the patron show. He's in the wrong stance. He's not even in the right stance. Like as soon as they change his stance down, that's going to be a fucking new ball game with him, man.
Yeah, that all comes back. I don't know what the fuck they were doing at Miami of Ohio. Yeah, they had him in a fucking 4-point stance. It's like, what?
We were. As soon as they get him in the right position, the right stances, you know, he's got the physical tools. He's just raw right now. Matt Eberflus, that's what he's here for. He's here to coach up defense. That's what he needs to do with this kid. I think he will. But Robert Quinn's in his way right now.
No, so it's a lot of good names, but guys, I think we've covered a lot of shit here tonight. And like I said, I think Bratcher, you and I talked about it a little bit earlier. I think sometimes just getting back to our core value here at TTNL, just nothing but, I mean, we had some dating advice and shit like that, but getting back to football and not a lot of the outside stuff. Sometimes it's nice because these are the dog days of the NFL, and
June 22nd.
We'll be back. I know, man. But thing about it is, man, it's going to be here before you fucking know it. I thought of
training
that.
camp starts
80-something days, I think, right?
Yeah.
Until football, meaningful football.
Oh yeah.
We still got training camp next.
Yeah, exactly. You got training camp.
I'm just saying, games are less than 80 days away or something like that.
I can't wait for training camp. I'm waiting. On the 7th, I think you can get tickets for it. I think it starts on the 7th. You got to get them on. I think it's Ticketmaster. You got to get them on, but fully plan on going to that.
Nice.
I didn't get to go last year, so
What, the Family Fest?
Any of it.
Oh.
Yeah, any of it. Like you have to get a online ticket.
Yeah, and it's not lottery this year.
No,
right?
Thank God. No, thank God. Like you can get up to 4 tickets. I think too.
I agree, Cal.
Yeah,
that's another good one. That's another good one. I like Lucas Patrick.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean they put a lot of eggs in their basket. He wasn't their first option, but they wanted Brian Allen 100%. They wouldn't go. They had a number and
it's too bad.
They didn't want to go beyond it. I mean, he's a local kid, but you know, it is what it is. But
he's not even guaranteed a starting spot with the Bills either.
No. I'm Brian Allen. I'm talking about the center from the Rams.
Yeah, that's who they wanted.
I was thinking of the Bills guy.
The right guard. Oh, You're talking the kid from.
He's going to start, right?
He started.
Ryan Bates.
He's starting.
Yeah, Ryan Bates. That's what it was. I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, they gave him 14. Well, they gave him the Bears deal, 14 million. Man, he's starting.
Beast.
Yeah,
that would have been a nice ad.
He's one of those guys that just sometimes you just need. Like I said, I go back to Akeem Hicks. Sometimes you just need your fucking shot where there's more on your plate than being a versatile backup. It's like, all right, dude, Lucas Patrick. Hey, it's time to be a fucking leader. And sometimes these guys run with it. Not every one of them are going to, but you want Lucas Patrick to. That's for goddamn sure. But
I saw someone in the chat a while back asking about Ndamukong Suh. That's another one you don't.
Yeah, where was he getting close to a deal?
Well, he's not going back to Tampa now.
No.
Apparently, from what he said.
Well, they signed Hicks.
Yeah, because Hicks.
Which one he hinted at? The Raiders, wasn't it? Didn't he like?
Might have been the Raiders. Yeah.
He's a Raider. He acts like a Raider.
Likes to play dirty.
Yeah. That's the way I view it too.
The dirty.
Yeah.
NFL player then.
Yep.
Right. Well, you know what that means, guys. I think there's one more thing for us to do if I can find it here, and that's
shout it out
right here.
Shout out Tape Never Lies. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. We gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. We gotta show love too. From the fans in the stands to the follows on the gram. Thanks for your support, showing love in the DM. We stay Spencer strong, fight together till the end. Now it's time to shout out worldwide friends and fam.
The network that keeps it real, 100 crew. So many in the world that I gotta show love to. For some this policy, the show is at its end. But for me it's so important to thank the charter members and the fans. Built the network, speak the truth through the tape. Never run around the truth, no narratives we create. Set them straight, no bubble screen on 4th and 8. Calling on Jane, getting nervous cause keeping them up too late. That's it, no more to say they get the shot of vital. But hurry up cause the postman's getting homicidal.
Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. We gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. We gotta show love too.
The network that keeps it real. Stress is strong.
Claude's favorite ending of them all, right, Bob?
Yeah, well, it's literally one of my favorite songs. Just that ending doesn't slap.
I hear you. But, all right, Claudio. That being said, sir.
Well, shout out to Cool Kennedy because I'm not ragging on his song. He's a fucking talented motherfucker. Shout out to Phil, obviously. You know, Phil. You know, we'll see you soon. I'll probably go over his house. Haven't been over there yet. Gotta check out the digs. I'll probably go over this weekend.
He's got a whole fucking room of Coke Zero, bro.
Oh, I know. I can't wait. But shout out to Smiling Cashews. I saw him in the pre-chat. First guy in there. I always got to shout out that person because that's just, it says a lot, you know, that people are coming like an hour, 2 hours before our show just to talk and mingle with people. So that's pretty cool. And shout out to all you guys making this night fun. And that's it. And shout out to my daughter who's home alone, my 16-year-old with her friends, and there better not be no boys there. I'm coming home.
Get him.
My wife is with my other daughters on vacation, so my
Twist invention here is
Jesus
Christ.
I gotta get over it.
Don't look at me, man.
I'm looking right at Shane, dude.
I'm just getting ready to
call.
call.
Shane's like, all right, what am I going to
I guess I got to go to work, Shane.
No. All right, so that's it.
Caden Whitlow.
All right. Well, I'll try to keep my shout outs a little short. I'd like to thank everyone on the Cat podcast here tonight. You know,
it's a show.
We had some good conversations. So
we're on video,
well.
Caden. Unless you didn't know, it's not really
show,
a podcast. But
on the show. My bad.
On the air.
You know, shout out to everyone in the chat. You know, for welcoming back. It's been a while since I've been on the show, so
we didn't know you had a 21-year-old sister.
Shout out to your brother.
Yeah, for the one
right?
shirt. Yeah, I'll tell him you shot her out. Yeah.
Yeah,
for the most part, thanks guys tonight. Thanks everyone in the chat. I'll leave it there. So,
Mr. I'm never getting married, Alan Bratcher.
Well, first and foremost, Cherie, happy birthday! Shout out to you. Hope you had a great birthday. Happy I can finally see you. Happy I'm alive and here. And Jackal, my guy, man. Happy to see you here, bro. I haven't got to talk to you for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I kind of felt weird about it because I'm like, man, I was talking to you constantly, and all of a sudden you fell off. I'm like, I hope he's okay. I'm glad to see you're okay, man. Happy to have you back, dude. Definitely. And Phil, of course, our guy Phil. Hope you get better. Power through. Nope. We will see you back next week, Phil. I know you'll be here, man. And the fans, they killed it tonight. Emmanuel, you need to still calm down, though.
Take a cold shower.
He's still
bro.
in the chat freaking out over here. But that's it for. Oh, and Shane, thank you for dogging my ass for 2 weeks just to make me sit.
Unless that dragon was fucking a goat.
That's a funny one.
Thank you for dogging my ass for 2 weeks, making me sit and stew about not being on. I hated it. I wanted to be on, guys, and I will be here. Unfortunately for you, Shane, I will be here. Nope.
Oh, we're cutting that shit.
Christopher Jackal.
Yeah.
Hey man, I just shout out to you guys. I gotta say, you guys were. I went dark after I kind of was, that May 26th. I had some surgery, and I just kind of put the phone down and unplugged and tried to just relax and not do much, which is hard with 3 kids and and all that other stuff. But I'm glad to be back. I'm happy to see all your beautiful faces, and maybe Caden's family members. So to that point, I just want to say, man, I'm really happy to see all you guys. You guys are a reprieve. I was watching, behind the scenes, following you guys on the show. It was all awesome content, kept me going. Love talking Bears. You guys are great tonight, obviously, and I look forward to more to come. And Phil, rest up. I saw you recently, and you're not yourself. I look forward to you getting back to your playing weight and your fighting self. So take care and rest up, my man.
Well said.
Miss Cherie.
So my mom had a message for Phil. She is praying for him and hopes that he has a speedy recovery. So that is strictly from my mom.
This invention here is called the
Oh, wow.
Phil, we do want you to get better, but take your time. Don't rush it. Don't overdo it. Just do what you got to do to take care of yourself. So, Phil, we can't wait to have you back. Let's come back when you're absolutely ready. For you, Jackal, welcome back.
Thank you.
And to all of you fellas, well, you said, Bratcher, you don't like kids, and Caden, you don't have any. So for Jackal and Claudio, happy belated Father's Day. I hope y'all was relaxing Sunday. I know Shane was being an antisocial dad.
Yes, I was. You saw my picture at the gym. God damn. Yeah, just to expand on that, friggin' parents, man, if your kids are involved in any type of travel, sports, I have to like fucking remove myself just so I don't get arrested, because parents can make it very fucking tough. So I sent Cherie.
You're the bad dad, aren't you?
I texted Cherie and I sent her a video of Riley playing in his travel league game,
awesome.
and I'm like, oh man, I'm sitting there with some of the not even the local parents, it's the parents from the other teams, and I'm like, you know what, I gotta just go. So I don't get arrested, I'm gonna remove myself. So they have photographers at these games, and you see this game going on, you look off in the distance and you see this dude sitting all by himself. There's not a fucking soul around. I said, it's Shree. I'm like, you know who that guy is? It was me, just sitting totally all by myself. There's nobody around, just so I can't get in fucking trouble.
Parents suck, man.
Yeah, they do. They ruin it for everybody.
Those videos and pics are awesome. Riley balling out though, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, he's getting there, man. He's getting there.
Go ahead, I hope you guys had at least a relaxing, maybe not. I know fathers get mistreated on the holiday, so I hope you guys at least had a relaxing.
Yes, thanks for Sheree for banging Jackal over the head for shouting out all the single moms out there.
I know, right?
All that good.
Hey.
Mother's Day.
There are parents that got to do both roles.
No, because there are a lot of single dads that do not get love on Mother's Day. So don't do that.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just think there's some single moms that hold it down on Father's Day that may need to get recognized for what they put in. That's all I'm saying. Hey,
I love Sheree's take on this.
It's my social worker in me, man. It's just, Sheree, it's just how I look at it, and sorry, we can agree to disagree.
Be about it. Be 100 about it, Jackal.
Hey,
But
those moms have their own damn day.
They do.
They do.
Some of those kids don't have dads. All they got are moms, and some kids don't have moms. All they have are dads.
Honestly, the single dads got it harder because for a man to get full custody, the woman, I'm sorry, has to be.
I have a friend who
has
three daughters. He's a single dad with 3 daughters. And he would love to hear you say Happy Father's Day. And he doesn't ask for it on Mother's Day. He never does.
I don't think a dad asked for it on Mother's Day. I don't think a mom asked for it on Father's Day. But I just think,
there's some out there.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Well, that's the dad. The dad asked for it on Father's Day.
Single mom
asked for it on Mother's Day.
That's why it's a trigger, because I know women who try to be like, you don't teach your child how to, from a male point of view. So no, you don't get love on Father's Day.
I don't give a fuck that he smokes weed. They all smoke weed.
Again, Jackal, I love you, but agree to disagree.
Yep.
Also want to shout out my cousin. So, like I said, we were for my birthday weekend. We were out of town, and she made it happen. So I appreciate her, love her. We had a good time parasailing and jet skiing and just shopping and being inappropriate. So didn't realize it was some stores in Outer Banks that's crazy. You've been, right, Shane?
Oh yeah,
I've been there too. Yeah.
Try my nuts?
No, no, you're not. You're not nuts at all. 100%.
Oh, so I had a fun. So shout out to her. Shout out to Ryan G for making me a graphic. So I appreciate him. And again, appreciate all of you guys for having a fun Wednesday hump day to get me through the rest of my work week. So Shane, I'm gonna have a hard day at the office tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're 1 day a week. Oh wait, no, it's
90-minute office visits. That's tough. Poor little lamb. Oh. You all good there, Sheree?
I'm good.
Those all your shout outs?
Right.
So I guess that leaves me. I'm going to shout out you guys stepping up to the plate. Short notice without Phil, no cars, and definitely going to shout out Phil. He's a guy. Everybody that knows him here knows what I'm talking about. Maybe all the listeners don't know. He's the hardest working dude around, but sometimes he gets so hyper focused he is staring down the tunnel of the show and misses some of the things on the left and the right. And like, dude, just listen,
relax.
The show's gonna be here. We'll be fine. We can pull this off, without you. Your health is way more concerning. You got Sonny, just that was one thing that bothered him. I don't even know if you guys know this, Claude. You may know. Phil had his surgery last Tuesday. Sonny's high school graduation was supposed to be on Friday, and it got bumped up to Wednesday. So Phil actually couldn't go because he was in some rough shape.
He was
so
on
that
FaceTime though, but
he couldn't. Yeah, but it's how it is. It's your daughter and everything that she's been through, you know, with all of that. So that was, you know, I got to talk to him with that, and I know it was a really, really tough time because you want to be there for those. You know, you don't get a lot of those days and events, and if you miss them, it's, you know, thank God for FaceTime, but you know, it's not like being there. So I know that took a lot of you know, wind out of his sails, and I would be the side. I felt real bad for him, and I knew, you know, for Phil to complain that he you know, I didn't tell him to not come on the show. He like sought me out, and he's like, dude, I don't think I can do it. And I'm like, nah, dude, that's you don't have to explain yourself to me. You know, we've been doing this. We're heading into our third football season at TTNL, and where we've come from is actually pretty fucking impressive. Everybody knows there's a lot of people out there that didn't think that we would stick. It would
might have 200, right? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe if we're lucky. But yeah, so shout out to Phil. Cherie brought up Ron G, and he's the birthday boy Friday. Ooh, Ronnie
G.
Yeah, do you want to play a Ronnie G? How old am I game? Anybody?
Serial killer Ronnie G.
Claude, what's your number?
How old Ron G is?
Is turning on Friday.
Turning on Friday, 52.
Okay, Caden, any guesses?
46.
Jesus Christ, Caden. I'm going to be 46 in July.
57.
Alan?
I've only barely seen.
I don't think I've ever called you Alan. That just felt weird.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. 49, sure.
Cherie's looking up on Facebook right now.
I was trying. He don't even have his birthday on Facebook.
53, maybe. 53 sounds good too. But 62.
No, I don't know. I don't like guessing people's age because I don't know. I don't either. My age.
That's fine.
50.
Oh, what
about you, Jackal?
Single moms. Yeah, all right.
Jack, what did you say?
Talking single moms, but
Jackal
you don't want to talk about age.
I said 57.
57, that's right, yeah.
All right. The magic number is he's going to be 54.
Oh, I was on
Friday.
Close.
Yeah.
Close.
I got to talk to Ron today. He's they're getting settled in their new home and everything, and I believe he said, I don't think he'll mind me saying this, I believe they're gonna have the big reveal to some friends on Friday at his birthday party. So that's gonna be nice. I want to shout out another guy that I know that's going through it a little bit. Maybe a lot of people don't know, but everybody knows Sammy the Bull. Here, you guys have been there. He's dealing with some medical issues. Just had surgery, so I know not everybody prays, but even if you pray for Sammy. If you believe in, if you're spiritual or believe in positivity, please send some positive thoughts his way, because he can definitely use them. And Sammy's a big supporter of us here at TTNL, as always, and trying to get him, throw some duct tape on him and some Robitussin and get him back in the fucking playing shape for the football season, because it's not going to be Robitussin. Throw some dirt on it.
We got to go back to that bar and chill with him.
Yeah.
What was that bar name again? I forgot.
I don't know.
We were at. What was it?
Ate all their appetizers. I don't remember.
No, you don't know? Nobody knows.
When are you going to reveal what game you guys are going to?
We have our blueprint for that. We're just trying to finalize everything. We have a couple of things in the coffers because Phil and I are trying to match up some times, because there may be a younger Marcel and a younger Atoshan making a trip with us potentially. So
good. Well, talking about those games near us. What about the Chicago game?
No, that's what we're talking about too.
Oh, he's talking about going to the Chicago game. Oh, okay.
Yeah, talking about taking the boys to
that's
kind of a father son excursion, and like I almost had tomorrow's Riley's last official day of school. Was tomorrow, so they're going late. Yeah, well, they haven't. He's gotten out at like 11:30 every day since like last Friday. You know how it is when they're that young. They go to school and go outside and watch a movie when they get back inside and eat some chicken nuggets and call it a fucking day. Mm-hmm. But
inquiring minds want to know. I've been asked a lot about that date already.
Yeah, no, we're gonna put it out there. We're gonna release it to our patrons first. Ooh. So if you want to find out and be on that end of the breaking news, we're gonna share it with our patrons. But I will say this: it's going to be earlier in the season, not later.
Thank you, Shane.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Warm weather. That's what I want. I don't want to go.
I don't care about the weather. I would just want to have to do it around Christmas.
Well, that's originally Phil brought up, and I'm like, dude, I can't. My Christmas week, my parents' anniversary is the 22nd of December. My niece's birthday is the 23rd. My sister's birthday is the 24th, and then obviously we have Christmas. So my entire Christmas week is crazy and stuff like that. But I just don't want to. Like I said, we'll get that out there. If you want to have that news earlier than anybody else, head over to the tapeneverlies.com, sign up. Like I said, $7. It's not much, and check it out. See if you like it. We've been breaking down draft picks, and we're going to be doing some UDFAs. And if you are a TTNL patron, you may get a little bit of a surprise this week. So stay tuned to that. But that's all I'm going to share on that. You got to be a patron, though. But like I said, shout out to Sammy. Know. Yeah, no, you don't even know, and you're not going to know.
No,
until you find out.
I hate not knowing.
Yeah,
I want to plan my trip. I don't know when it is.
Yeah, well,
I got to put in my leave request.
We'll we will let you know. We can let you guys. Oh, you're talking about. I thought you were talking about the surprise. I can let you know
either one. Yeah,
I can let you know the game off air.
I want to know the surprise too. It's fun.
Break it, but the surprise is your girlfriend actually wants to have a baby, but. Yeah, she texted me.
If you did not say that, you'd be like, "Oh shit, no."
But but real quick, like I said, shout out to Ronnie. Shout out to Sammy.
That's awesome.
Hope he gets
thinking you, Sammy.
Gets better. Shout out to Cars. I know Cars is we're in the same state right now. He's down in the city right now handling some work related business. He may be back, a couple of weeks while he's handling some stuff there. Hopefully get Phil back next week, potentially. But again, shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys stepping up to the plate, coming out and doing it. But no, that was fun. We're about 11-12 here, so it's a pretty good show. I think it's probably a good way to wrap it up there. And we will close it out the way we do the TTNL way. That's this way.
What's up, everybody? This is NFL Network's Adam Ray.
This is Only Fruit.
This is Matt Waldman.
This is Chris Zork from your Chicago Bears.
I'm Deion Miller.
Dan Weeder. I'm Rashad Whitfield.
I'm Courtney Cronin.
Hey, this is David Kaplan. Listen to me. You want to learn football? Listen to my guys, Phil and Shane.
Shane and Phil. Shane and Phil. Oh, Phil.
On the Tape Never Lies Network.
On the Tape Never Lies Network.
Tape Never Lies Network.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
Tape Never Lies Network. Home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.